everybody. Hello. All right, guys. Here we are.
All right.
Here we go.
It's a foggy Wednesday.
Beautiful day. Look.
So moist.
Foggy Wednesday morning.
It is moist, but
Wait, is it foggy or are the windows
The
just
windows are fogged.
gross?
Well, it was foggy like 15 minutes ago. It's starting to burn off already.
right.
Yeah, it was weird looking. It looked like a Scooby-Doo episode
Oh, nice.
when I first came in here.
Nice.
But you know what? It's all good. It's going to be great.
A lot of animals on the road this morning. On my ride in.
Seen a
Oh,
few
man.
dead ones. Were yours? Did they have a
mine were
heartbeat?
living.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's good.
There were a bunch of deer and then a family of raccoon.
Oh, yes.
Like a whole family.
Did you wave?
Including like a little one taking the rear
Yeah.
and slammed on the brakes.
Good.
It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, everything went from the back to the front.
Oh, nice. It's the weirdest thing that the most obnoxious animals have the freaking cutest young
Man,
ones.
I didn't want to flatten it.
My friend Dustin's dad, I just found out over the weekend, has been raising a raccoon. He
Oh.
found a baby raccoon in his yard, and he's got a new kid. So
And he took it to the bottle?
Raising a raccoon.
raising a dude, and this thing
In
is
my dreams.
adorable.
You
yes.
can domesticate those things?
Yeah.
Allegedly so.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
I see many of them on TikToks.
Oh, gosh.
You can.
Let's not promote. You can domesticate anything. We've seen people living with pumas and all that kind of crap.
Well, if you
Doesn't mean
raise
it's
it,
a good idea.
if you raise it from,
It's
real
infancy.
young.
Yes.
I would love it.
Which Dan Halen is doing. We call him Dan Halen.
His name is Dan Halen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because those things, mess you up.
Not this little guy. I mean, Dan Halen and his raccoon son are having
I mean,
the best time of their lives.
It just runs around the
Jealous.
house.
Yeah, just hangs out. He holds it like a baby. The thing is adorable.
Does
It's
he
like-
leash it?
No, he's just chilling. And he only, I don't know its name, but he only goes to Dan.
Really?
Yeah.
And where does it go to the bathroom? Go
In,
litter box?
in the toilet. I don't know. Probably litter box or outside. I mean, Dan Halen in himself is a wild man. So he could be outside living with the raccoons for all we know.
Huh.
Who's domesticating whom?
That's interesting. Where'd he find this thing?
Just in his yard. And the mama wasn't there. And he goes, I am your father now.
Wow. Mine now.
Maybe the mom was gone for like 30 seconds.
Right.
And she came back
like,
with
what the
all
hell
this
is
food.
this?
Yeah, and he's a raccoon stealer. He's a raccoon napper.
Yeah, Mama Raccoon went out to go forage to feed the kid.
Here, stay here. I'll be right back.
Yeah, she came back, gone.
Well, I mean, if there was going to be a surrogate human in this world, it's my buddy's dad, Dan.
Poor
So-
Mama Raccoon's out there still looking for
Well, here's
For a little one.
Sherry in the chat says, my cousin raised a raccoon. Once it hit maturity, it was mean as hell.
Okay, well, we got that to look
Well,
forward to.
good
The
luck,
terrible teens.
Dan Halen.
All right.
Anecdotal evidence. I knew somebody that had one, and it was cool as hell its whole life. So just depends.
It's all relative.
Roll the dice.
Can anything be more Hoosier?
I love it.
I
Can
don't
anything
think so.
be more Hoosier?
I would
think
love
that-
to have one, dude.
That beats darn near everything.
That beats
So
having a
cute.
snake.
for sure.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, yeah, because
Not
this,
multiple snakes,
this
though.
is Hoosier effort.
Okay, one snake. It beats having one
On a
snake.
one-to-one, yes. But if you have like
beats having
9
one
snakes,
snake.
that's way more hoosh.
No
Yeah,
way.
if you have 9 snakes, that's told that trumps raising a raccoon.
Are you
as
out
far
of
as
your mind?
Hooshness.
A raccoon, you can't take your eyes off of it. You're constantly. That's Hoosier effort, like real effort. Snakes, you got to feed, like once a week if things are hard.
The true Hoosier pet lifestyle is the crocodile or alligator in the basement, in the kiddie pool, and the black light is on down there, and nobody can go down there
What
anymore.
is the most Hoosier animal to keep? Is it a crocodile
I think so.
Man, yeah, maybe.
or alligator?
I
Yeah.
did have that rich friend with gators, and it was in his room because his room was in the basement,
That's pretty wild.
and they got
pretty
out all the
Hoosier.
time. First time I ever went over there.
I mean, a possum would be a pretty hoosh
Oh,
pet.
they're so
Yeah.
cute.
If you had like a pet possum that just came out at night and like hung out with you
Yeah.
and watched like Game of Thrones and then went back up in the attic, that's pretty hoosh.
There's a cool guy
No.
on TikTok that has a possum, and I mean, I think they're cute. I know some people think they're very ugly,
If it only came out to watch NASCAR races with you.
Yeah.
for sure.
I don't know why, but the raccoon seems more Hoosier because again, more Hoosier effort. Because the possum's just like the cutest. Is it a rodent? Or
Yeah, yeah,
it's like
yeah.
a co-
Possum's a rodent.
Yeah, like a rodent
Marsupial,
cousin or
isn't
something.
it?
Yeah.
And people keep rodents all the time. Rats are like good pets sometimes.
Also Hoosier.
Totally, but I mean,
No, you know what?
It's a
Rats,
thing.
pets are. You're just a nerd. I think. Like,
Let's settle this. What is the most Hoosier pet to own? regardless of the number of them you have.
I vote alligator. I think it's just too extra Hoosier.
Wait, are we counting anything that can be taken in off the street? Or are we taking only things in the pet market?
I mean, anything.
I mean, anything could be made a pet.
Okay. Well, then, man, I don't know.
Anything could be made a pet.
I'll anchor it
Let's
with
just
the raccoon
settle
and
this.
start thinking.
Let's just settle this. So you're going to sit on raccoon?
Well, I mean, that's where my thoughts are stemming. So let me reach out. Deer. No, that's kind of.
Oh, Nathan says there is a raccoon breeder in Southern Illinois.
Hell yeah, dude. Where? I want one. Send me the deets on that.
I'm going to get a
I
poll
dare you.
at Riz Show. So let's make the 4. So raccoon,
Gator.
gator.
It's just like a boat. I don't want a pet raccoon, but I want a friend with a pet raccoon because I want to be able to go over and see it.
Snake.
Snake. And what's the 4th?
Possum.
What was the first 3.
Raccoon, gator, snake.
A couple of reptiles there.
This is going to upset people, but I think ferrets. And I love ferrets. And I had a neighbor who had ferrets, and I fell in love with them. I was like, please let me have a ferret. My parents were like, no, they stink, they smell, we're not doing that. And I always wanted a pet ferret.
They're cute. They're like slinky rats.
But anytime I get really close to getting one, I'm like, what am I doing?
Do they bite?
Well, I mean, they can, but the ones...
I mean, are they known to...
No, they're sweet.
All
They're
the ones
smart.
that I've known have been, they're smart, they're fun, they're incredible animals. They just stink. And if you want your house to smell Hoosier, you get ferrets. And just for that, I think it's a Hoosier pet.
I know somebody who had a ferret. Their house didn't smell.
You sure about that,
She
man?
had 2.
Because you got to have them, you got to remove the stink glands or whatever, and they still smell.
They're so cute when they sleep because they twist. So like their top part will be like up, but their bottom part will be like twisted down.
Yeah, and they play. They're playful.
Yeah.
They're incredible animals. But
Potbelly pig.
But it's Hoosh.
Potbelly pig.
Potbelly pig as a
or
Hoosier
just
animal.
Or just a full pig. I've seen some people that got just full pig.
Yeah. Because they thought it would stay small forever, and then
Thought they bought a potbelly, found out it was a regular pig,
real.
and then kept it.
All right. Well, you know what? Take the official poll at Riz Show on Twitter, and by the end of the show, we will have an answer.
Yeah, so it's what?
It's pig, it's snake, it's gator, it's raccoon.
Oh, Lance. Just nailed it. Skunk.
Yeah.
Who keeps a skunk as a pet?
Probably as many people as a raccoon.
No way. Raccoons are cool, man. They got little people hands.
Skunks are even
They look like
cooler.
Skunks are, yeah.
Skunks are raccoons with weapons.
Dude, you get like a few raccoons. It looks like you got a little group of bandits with their little masks on, and
I
they're just like,
know.
we're gonna go commit
Little bank
jewelry
robbers.
store heists.
Nobody's keeping a skunk as a pet.
Oh, I bet you there's
Get
plenty.
out of here.
The poll is live. Please go vote.
Skunk.
My
Way too much could go wrong.
Dustin says, my sister raised a skunk in Rockford, Illinois. There you go.
Get out of here.
Skunks are awesome. They can be very friendly, says Mike.
Can be until they're not. Well, I guess any animal
Well, so far,
can be until they're not.
like you said, anecdotally, we've heard from the chat, and raccoons are mean as hell once they hit maturity, and skunks are friendly.
I just read this thing about dogs. We're all dog lovers here. I know Lern would want a dog at some point.
I love dogs.
What's the most well-behaved dog breed?
Golden Retriever.
The most well-behaved dog breed. So if you were asked for your thoughts on the best and worst behaved dog breeds.
Well, it's loaded, but I've seen good dog breeds be terrible because the owners are terrible.
Well, Forbes surveyed 5,000 dog owners, 200 owners of each of the 25 most popular dog breeds.
Oh,
and that's according to the American Kennel Club.
As reported by owners.
Yeah. So the goal was to come up with the ranking of the best and worst behaved breeds.
This is not formal training. These aren't people reporting that trained a German Shepherd as a police dog.
No, in addition to general behavior, they asked about listening to commands and jumping on people and barking and begging for food and trying to escape.
It's got to be a retriever. I mean, that's why the people that get retrievers are the ones that want well-behaved
So
dogs.
in the end, the most behaved dog breed was which retriever?
There's more than one?
There's
the
golden,
Goldens,
there's Labrador Retriever, there's...
I'll say Labrador.
Lab.
Golden Retriever.
Golden.
I want to go Dark Horse Australian Shepherd.
It is the Labrador Retriever. Congratulations. Labrador Retriever, the most well-behaved dog out there.
That's why, you know who gets a lab? the dad that's finally been broken down by the family that's like, we got to get a dog. And he's like,
He knows he's going to end up taking care of it.
Yep. And he's like, we're getting a lab so I can have the easiest to train dog.
Dude, Alan says skunks are becoming pets. They take out the stink sack.
Look, dude. Look, skunks for sale. Here's a breeder. Look, they got a little albino one.
They are adorable, man. I would take in any animal at this point in my life.
My grandpa had a squirrel, and that probably should have made the poll.
My cousin did too.
Squirrel?
My grandpa had a squirrel named Joe. He would just, in his retirement, he got very bored, and he would just sit outside and, do you remember those metal chairs that would be outside chairs like in the 90s, and they'd be like
They had
green?
the crosshatch.
No, they would just be like made of metal, but they wouldn't have a back. It was almost like they were on a rocker.
Yeah, like a backwards S.
Yeah, like a backwards S.
Oh, I'd have to see it.
Everyone's was in their patio.
It wasn't a folding one, right?
Nah.
No.
He just sit out there all day.
They're
and,
heavy as hell.
leave little peanuts, and he eventually coaxed. You know, he had like squirrel feeders, and eventually he got this squirrel where it would just come up and hang out with him.
That's like Squirrel Man, Tommy Chong from Half Baked.
Yeah.
You got Squirrel Man coming out of left field.
Squirrel Master.
Squirrel Master. Yeah.
Gotta watch your back, fish.
My buddy's email is
Squirrel Master ain't gonna be here forever.
my buddy's email
Chill,
is
nasty
Squirrel
name.
Master.
Squirrel Master.
Dude, my
if
next
you
door
have-
neighbor had a squirrel, and it was pretty cool actually.
Yeah, it's kind of a Hoosier pet.
You also having a rat would be a Hoosier pet too. But we listen. There's only room for 4 on the poll.
Right.
Skunks are not legal. Let's see. For now, below are the states in which it's legal to buy and own a pet skunk. We got Alabama, Florida, Indiana, Iowa, Massachusetts, Michigan, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, South Dakota, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming, not Missouri. It is not legal.
Illegal to own a skunk here in Missouri and
Change.
Illinois.
Tell you something, you can take my skunk when you pry it from my cold dead finger.
Don't tread on me, and it's just a skunk tail.
Oh, this is America.
Oh man, again, we're upsetting a lot of people here, but you know what is another Hoosier pet? Big ass birds. Macaws and like just any
Cockatoo.
loud like I mean
I know. Listen, we all know Rafe's stance on birds.
I know. You're anti-avian.
I don't know. I feel like a big ass bird is. There's a lot that goes into caring for those things.
I think that's Hoosier with money.
They live for like 50 years.
Not a lot
like
of
a
money.
macaw.
Yeah. So loud.
All right, so the most well-behaved dog breed was the Labrador Retriever, followed by Rottweiler, Shih Tzu, the Cane Corso. You ever seen those dogs? Those are badass.
How do you spell that?
CANE space CORSO. Very trainable.
Oh, these
I
are
believe you, but there's a couple dogs you've already said that I'm like, you could tell these were self-reported.
these are the ones that look like they're kind of built like a pit and a mastiff. Like it's
Huge
something in
head.
between. Yeah, giant sloppy head. I mean, they just look.
Like Batman.
Yeah, they look. It
Yeah,
does look like
it's like
Batman.
the Batman. Yeah.
He looks upset and intelligent, and he's waiting for you to make a wrong move.
Then you got your Golden Retriever, your German Shepherd, your Boston Terrier, your Poodle, your Yorkshire Terrier, and your Bulldog. Now, the least behaved breed was by far, the Siberian Husky.
Oh, super independent.
The Siberian Husky.
Yeah.
Least behaved breed.
That tracks. Those are outside dogs, man.
Yeah, they're task animals.
Tried to. You can't just put them in the house and take them out twice a day.
Not yeah, they're,
Raquel.
they were like bred for a very, very specific task. Very specific task. Any of those task animals are like.
It's how I
those
love
are the pole
Aussies. Dude.
sleds.
Every Australian Shepherd I've ever met have been the top shelf smartest dogs I've ever. But you gotta wear them out. My brother had one, and I'd have to stop. Like it would kill itself. If I kept throwing the ball or the frisbee, it would keep going. Like it's so locked in because it's a task. It's a herding animal. It's all it wants to do. But it's good with kids. Herds kids. It's like a good protector. And if you spend time with them and train them,
Cat the dog is an Australian Shepherd. She's an Australian Shepherd / Poodle mix.
oh, I didn't know that.
One of those designer dogs.
Fancy.
Aussie doodle.
Yeah, I don't like to call that. I feel like it's degrading.
Hey.
And the other dog, my other dog, new dog, is a blue heeler, German Shepherd, Beagle. And Beagle is the second least behaved dog on the list.
Yep.
All right.
Can confirm. Having a puggle back in the day, pug is mischief. Beagle is wanting something to do, but when you mix those two, it's chaos, as Rafe will know. Bo's the puggle, too. And,
Yeah, he's a pretty chill guy, though.
Followed by a Havanese.
What's that? Have a niece, have a nephew.
Havanese. Havanese.
Dude, my friend breeds Walker Beagles,
Walker,
which
Texas.
they're the big ones that are for raccoon hunting. And people try to buy them from him all the time to make them like pets and bring them back because it's like a beagle, but 4 times the size. And it's a night. It wants to be barking and howling and chasing stuff up trees, and it just tears people's houses apart.
Oh, yeah, beagles are loud, very vocal.
Yeah. You're telling me.
This is a Bichon type dog.
Those are cute.
It's the national dog of Cuba.
Apparently, they're not very behaved. French Bulldog, Cavalier, King Charles Spaniel.
I think anything that ends with Spaniel.
Cavalier, King Charles Spaniel, followed by Bernese Mountain Dog.
It's the Queen's dog, right? Wasn't that the Queen's dog?
Corgi.
Oh,
She was
Corgi.
a Corgi.
What was the...
Which is next, by the way, on that list. Corgi as least behaved dog.
Really? I've only known really...
Pembroke Welsh
really good
Corgi.
ones.
Followed by the miniature Schnauzer, the Dachshund, and then the Australian Shepherd.
For bad,
Least
Oh,
behaved.
no.
No way.
bad owners.
Mini Schnauzers are awesome.
Other breeds that ranked in the middle were Boxer, Pomeranian, Doberman, Great Dane, and the German short-haired Pointer.
You telling me a Schnauzer?
Schnauzer.
Doesn't like to be told what to do?
Schnauzer.
I will be giving the orders around here.
I don't know if you know our history.
We will take to the streets.
Don't respond to threats.
Nathan said, had a beagle snip the tip of my member.
Oh.
What? Your dog circumcised you? What?
Dang,
Dude, my buddy just called me the other day, and his daughter, toddler, he goes, man, I don't know what to do. And I go, well, what's wrong? And he goes, she came running at me, and she's just she's in a biting phase, and she's right at the right height.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
she just bit my wang hard as hell. It like drew blood.
Oh.
Damn. I go, that's hopefully it's just going to be a repressed memory for her. And I don't know what she goes, I don't know what to do. And I'm like,
Did you show weakness in front of the dog? Did you cry?
no, not a dog. This is a child.
This is
Oh,
a child.
Oh.
His own child did this.
His child is a cannibal.
Oh.
It's
I don't
terrifying.
know how to handle that, man. Don't tell anyone else and let it heal. That's all I can tell you.
Kind of had a similar thing when my son was maybe 2 or 3 years old.
Yeah.
I would say closer to 2. Like, hey, go between my, like she's running,
Yeah.
he's running between my legs, and he bit my inner thigh.
Oh, yeah, I remember that,
Man, that's
dude.
tender.
Oh, man.
That's like a phase that kids go through.
Yeah.
My friend Julia, her son's into it now, not with biting, but pinching really hard, where I guess they're just learning how to torture. I don't know. Is that like
Well, he
part of
bit
it?
my inner thigh. That's the only time I ever spanked a kid. Like, I gave him a rap on the butt. Like, I was in such pain
I think it's tit for tat on that. So
that I gave him a rap on the tush. He looked at me and goes, Dad, why?
why, Dad?
You bit me on the inner thigh.
Never bit me again.
Why, Dad? Why?
He was like at a crossroads where he's like, should I go to the ER? And I go, I don't know, man. I think you just
Suck that one up.
put some salve on it, bandage her up, live to fight another day, and be wary of the child for a while.
Yeah, avoid.
I wouldn't want to
Blood.
explain that to an ER nurse. I'll tell you that. I'm like, just deal with this one at home. Take the L.
Yeah.
Move on with life.
Yeah, because there's going to be questions. There's got to be questions about his penis or his testicles.
Right, this donger.
Oh.
Right on the tip.
Oh.
Oh,
He
Lord.
said he was wearing he was like cooking out, and he said he was wearing like loose sweats.
Oh.
Yeah, I was going to say, thicker pants during
Lord.
Oh, Lord Barbara.
thicker pants during this
Lord.
phase of the
And those
dogs.
sharp puppy teeth too. you know.
Oh.
You gotta wear armor, you know.
I agree.
Those kids are very unpredictable.
I was talking about the dog.
And dogs.
What about the crapshoot dogs? Like I have had nothing personally, but an extremely loving and just an amazing relationship with the long-haired Chihuahua that I had. But every other Chihuahua that I encounter is the worst. But
I think those are dogs that just love their owners.
yeah,
Also,
I know they're super territorial, and I don't know how much of it is the owner, but like, dude, that's a crapshoot breed because some of them are just demons.
Same with like Cocker Spaniels. We had one growing up and loved the family, hated everyone else.
Yeah, demons.
My wife's cousin got a Cocker Spaniel. They had to get rid of it because she had the Cocker Spaniel for like a year or two, and then she had kids, and the dog and the kids just could not be in the same house.
We were hanging at my buddy's place in LA this last weekend, and I walked in, and he goes, "Hey, just warn you, man, the dog is not cool with people the very first time." But this dog was cool with me. But I couldn't take my eyes off of it. Even she like snuggled up, and she's the size of a German Shepherd. Imagine a black German Shepherd with those icy blue eyes. Like this thing was straight out of Game of Thrones, like the Night King touched it. And he said, it's a German Shepherd and Siberian Husky mix. And I was like, whoa, okay. But the way that it looked at you, I've never seen a black dog with blue eyes like that.
Right.
So the way it looked at me, I was like, oh, God, it's going to eat me. But then it would come over, and we were buds. It like snuggled with me. And he's like, dude, I've never seen this before. And I was like, I'm really stoked that that we're bonding here. But I can't take. I feel like this dog's going to snap at any given minute. And it was just the look of the dog with those ice eyes. And maybe I've seen too many
my in-laws
Game
had
of
a
Thrones
black
episodes.
Russian Terrier, and those things are huge.
Yeah.
That was
Huge. And I think the dog had blue eyes.
Really? Oh, whoa! Look at that thing. Those are big.
In fact, my wife's aunt and uncle breed them and show them. They were at the Westminster Dog Show.
Oh, wow, that's
So
cool.
it's like a giant schnauzer.
Giant.
I mean, look. It kind of looks. Whoa!
It's like a bear dog. I didn't think they were curly like that, though.
Oh, yeah, they're huge, and they're really intimidating.
That is intimidating.
And the dog would, my kids were real young. We were over there.
It's because it's got monster's eyes. Look at that. Like, that's a monster's eyes.
When the dog would, like, put the kids, like...
You know what I mean? Like, those are Bigfoot's
That's
eyes.
the look of a monster.
Yeah, like, I mean, that's something that looks at you from, like, you're looking into the woods and you're not sure what you see, and then you connect to there's eyes looking back at you.
The dog would put its, like, like mouth over the kid's head, and I'm like, what is going on? Oh, she's sweet. No, what? Are you out of your mind? It's a dog. A dog is a dog. No.
Did it have eyes like this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, those are Bigfoot eyes.
Yes.
there's some of those gray dogs like that. Like you ever seen like a blue lacy where they have almost metallic gray fur and like ice blue eyes? They almost don't look real.
Blue lacy dog.
There's also one called
Oh, yeah, like a Weimaraners.
That's
Weimaraners.
cool.
Yeah,
Those,
those things are cool looking dogs, man.
Those gray greens.
Kat's sister had one blue eye and one, like...
That's Australian Shepherds usually.
Yeah.
They usually have like
Yeah, those merles.
David
Bowie eyes.
Yeah, David Bowie eyes. And I'm like, I don't want that freak dog.
What?
Yeah, that went to the
It's
neighbor.
cool.
So cool.
Kat's sister. Like, I don't want that freak.
You know
I'll
what's
take the dog with 2 regular color eyed. Thank you.
Whippets are the other
Whippets.
little ones like that. You know what dogs were suspiciously absent from that list?
What?
Were all terriers. Wasn't a terrier on there,
Yeah.
good or bad, and collies.
Oh, Lassie?
We've been told our whole lives collies are these like smart, great, well-behaved family dogs. They weren't even in top.
Not even on the well-behaved list. Huh.
What's going on with that?
Man, I feel so bad if, you bond with a dog, then you have kids, and the dog does not get along with the kids, and you got to make a choice.
Yeah, you got to give those kids away.
Yeah. And I wonder, honestly, for the split second, if there's a thought, got to give the kid away.
Of course there is.
Like,
I'm kidding.
You wouldn't act upon it.
Your dog's trying to tell you something about this kid.
Yeah, the kid's going to be rotten. Yeah, the dogs have that, like, sixth sense. Like, your kid's going to be rotten. I hate it. And you're lying in bed and you're thinking, man, this is not working out. I love my dog. And
Something's gotta
obviously-
give.
Obviously, I have a kid. What are we going to do here? For a split second, you're thinking, oh,
You think our neighbors could take care of little Brian?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I think my brother could raise my kid.
For just a couple of years, because, I mean, the dog, the pet will only have like, what, 20 years, and then 20 years hook back up, and I'm your father to your actual son.
Once a child's old enough to defend itself, then you let nature decide.
Yeah. It's survival of the fittest.
Dachshunds are real bad about that.
They
This
get
lady
jealous.
with a dachshund farm out in Fenton that's got just a ton of them. She'll come walking up out of the pasture, dude, and it just looks like it's such a funny sight because it almost looks like ferrets.
Oh, those like little wiener dogs.
Yeah, weenie
right?
dogs.
Little Ottomans.
Long.
They'll
Yeah,
just
they're
be
long
slithering
body.
behind her, man, like 30 of them, because a lot of families will have they're territorial. They're very territorial dogs, and like a lot of families have babies, and the dachshunds, and they're right there, man. They're ground level. Like you leave the baby on the floor, they'll
Yeah,
slither
just got to
in
be
there.
careful.
Yeah,
Yeah, you see
my
all
friend
these.
had to get rid of theirs. They were busted up about it. Had to get
Yeah,
rid
you
of
see all these, YouTube videos or social media videos of, the newborn and the dog curling up, and the dog is, protective of the newborn.
Adorable.
Yeah, those are the good stories.
Yeah, those are the good ones. I have a good story. Did I tell this on the air already this week about me driving down Manchester and somebody had their trunk open in their white van, with no windows, outside of Joann Fabric on Manchester,
Like
and
the door of the.
like the back hatch of this van or SUV was open, and they put a sign so you could see it as you drove on Manchester. German Shepherd puppies, and
Oh,
there
yeah.
were.
Oh, you thought about it?
I put my
You did
blink.
talk
I
about this.
didn't even think about it. My blinker was just on. I go no, and I
just
didn't
turned.
turn. But I drove by, and there were families, everybody gobbling up these little German Shepherd puppies.
Oh, so they were parked. Where were they?
They were on Joann Fabric in Manchester.
Is that by
West
the
County.
Mila Pita?
I think so. Yeah, by
She almost got abducted, is basically what
yeah.
he's
I
telling
almost
us.
got in a van. So immediately my turn signal went on, and then I go, wait a minute, no. I had groceries in the back. I'm like, I don't have time for this. I can't have a puppy right now. But I wanted to turn.
German
spider
Shepherd
sense is off.
puppies for free?
No, I believe they were selling them, which is very illegal sounding. I'm like, how does this work?
Out of a
Selling
van.
selling dogs out of a van?
Yeah,
Yeah, that doesn't sound. I don't know the laws.
I don't know the laws either.
I'm not going to pretend I'm going to know the laws.
But
It doesn't sound like it's on the up and up.
it made me really happy though for a split second that I got to see just all these little puppies rolling.
Well,
around.
with all the rain yesterday, actually, if you're thinking about getting a dog, a lot of flooding yesterday. And this is from KSDK's website. Several animals were rescued from rising waters as St. Clair County Animal Services in Belleville was flooded.
Oh yeah,
So Facebook Live posted by the Gateway Pet Guardian showed people carrying dogs through high water on a dry ground and loading them into crates to take back to their shelter. So the Gateway Pet Guardians are asking for donations and fosters as they take on the influx of pets.
and the shelters all over are already crowded. So for Gateway Pet Guardians to take in even more, they need a lot of help.
Yeah, they're looking for either monetary through their Venmo or crates, leashes, treats, dog toys. You could bring them down to the shelter. I think they're in East St. Louis.
Yeah, just go on down there. I saw a thing yesterday on Instagram, I think, where they're like, don't even call, just come on down. Like we're
They're looking for all that stuff.
Everything.
Large, extra large crates, leashes. What is a martingale collars? What's a martingale
Is
collar?
that over the snout? Is that what that is?
Crates, leashes, martingale collars, treats, and dog toys
It's
that can
the-
be brought to the shelter or
it's-
shipped to Gateway Pet Guardians.
It's the tightening one, the one
Oh,
with the
okay.
chain or the little loop.
Oh, okay.
The tightens as they pull.
And they're also looking for people to foster 40-plus pound adult dogs for at least 1 to 2 weeks. So that was a big deal yesterday. Yesterday was, it rained a lot by us, but, there were areas that were really, really devastated. Nashville, Illinois.
I know.
How about the dam over, the water going over the dam?
Right.
Hey, what kind of collar y'all use on your dog? Any special collar?
I don't know.
My
I don't have a special one.
I was looking at these. We can't do like a collar for like a walk for the dog because she has like such a soft and sensitive neck. She just starts choking. So we have to have the harness. You know, she's like in a full harness, like she's about to
Yeah.
ride the slingshot or something. But But man, when we were kids, the next door neighbors had German Shepherds and Rottweilers, just like the biggest freaking dogs on earth. And I remember their collars were choke collars they were like
The spikes.
The spikes that went inside. It went in like that. It was double spike, you know. Like, I mean, it looked like something from England.
Yeah, we had one. Somebody suggested we get that for the new dog, but
I mean, it was a beefy.
You all right, Rafe?
These are
Yeah,
beefy
sorry.
dogs with beefy necks, and they had these big.
I don't know. I know they're
things.
fine. I just couldn't bring myself to put it on the dog.
I was just wondering if you guys like
the choke collar with the little spikes on it.
Right.
It's supposed to be fine for the dog, but I don't know.
I'm sure it has a different name now. In the 80s, they call it a choke collar.
Yeah, I couldn't bring myself to put it on her, really.
Back to this dam thing, though. I talked to my neighbor yesterday as I was driving home, and while we were on the air, I had a river go through in between our houses, and they've lived there for 50 years. They're like, this has never happened before, where it was water falling over their, from the street, from their little wall that they have there through our yard and stuff. And I got home, and on our top deck, our umbrella had lifted up, left the base, flown, because Tim and I forgot to put the umbrella down, flown to our other deck. It's amazing it didn't go through our house.
Yeah, there were things leaking yesterday that normally don't leak.
Yeah.
There were roads closed, but this dam thing was. So this from STL today. Heavy rains yesterday forcing evacuation of hundreds of people. In Nashville, floodwaters threaten to overwhelm the 89-year-old earthen dam. While the main barrier held fast, authorities plan to keep a cautious eye on the continuing downpour. The Washington County Emergency Management Agency warned people shortly before 9 a.m. yesterday that the Nashville City Reservoir Dam was at immediate risk of failure as floodwaters began to overtop it.
It's terrible.
About 200 people had to flee their homes. Rising waters also closed roadways to the south, north, and east of Nashville, including an 11-mile stretch of 64. In Jersey County, a couple from Alton died yesterday when their SUV was submerged in floodwaters on Beltrees Road in the Elsa Township. That's about 2 miles east of Principia College. Both 88 years old. The woman was found dead inside a GMC Acadia SUV. The husband had gotten out of the vehicle but was swept away by the rushing waters.
Ugh.
His body was found a quarter mile away on Pisa Creek. Horrible.
Terrible.
Oh, yeah, my phone had the emergency alert thing go off.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
What was that, around 1 o'clock? Mm-hmm. Noon, 1 o'clock yesterday? Yeah, it was dangerous. Storms caused localized flash flooding across the region. City got up to 6 inches of rainfall, downed trees, shut down highways, roads. Complaints to the region's sewer district about flooded roads and basement backups. Parts of 70 in St. Charles County. 44 in West St. Louis, 270 in North St. Louis County, all closed due to flooding. And St. Louis's Midtown neighborhood flooded basements. The basement of the St. Louis Fire Department engine house, that was flooded out. In Warren County, the towns of Marthasville and Traylor along the Katy Trail were fully submerged. In University City, the upper River de Pere rose to its banks but narrowly avoided overflowing. So, yeah, it was bad yesterday. Mm-hmm. Yesterday was an indoor day, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Yesterday was indoors. Well, for most of the day, it cleared up at night.
Yeah,
or clear up in the evening.
In the evening.
But on those rainy days, remember as a kid, it would just be okay. Can't go outside. It's either video games or I'm hitting the couch and watching cartoons.
Yeah, it was a Mario Brothers day. It was like if it was just one of those storms you look at and you're like, this is not going to be gone until level 30.
Right. Or curling up on the couch and watching cartoons. Which is, I don't think kids do that these days.
I know. Well, they do, but they don't do that on a rainy day. They're on their phones.
They're on their
YouTube.
phones and they're watching YouTube and TikTok, but actual cartoons. And I got nostalgic yesterday. I was thinking about my favorite cartoons of the 80s and 90s. My favorite cartoons of the 80s and 90s, my after-school cartoons.
Yeah.
And I made kind of a list of my... See, I was trying to think in 90s cartoons. I couldn't think of that many.
Oh, really?
I mean, there were some. There were some...
That is when Disney hit their stride.
Oh, yeah.
As far as the the Disney Channel when that first hit, it was just doing like everything from DuckTales, Tailspin,
Rescue Rangers,
Aladdin, Rescue Rangers, Timon and Pumbaa. It was doing all like the movie offshoot ones too, and they were all excellent.
All right, I pulled some theme songs from some of my favorite cartoons of the 80s, and I had some help with the 90s ones. But remember the theme to He-Man, which I think was my absolute favorite. This is basically what it was. It was just repeating He-Man over and over again. Oh, yeah. You there?
Yeah, he did the run where he's like, he stopped and he looked both ways.
Yeah. And then he gets on Battle Cat.
Yeah.
Never watched it. Sorry, guys.
He-Man.
Yeah.
We weren't trying that hard with that one.
Well, there was He-Man, and there was, what was the spinoff?
She-Ra.
Princess of Power.
Same writer.
I am Adora, He-Man's twin sister and defender of the Crystal Castle. This is Spirit, my beloved steed. Fabulous secrets were revealed to me the day I held aloft my sword and said, "For the honor of Grayskull."
I really wasn't into She-Ra.
Yeah, me neither.
Dude, she was almost speaking in that transatlantic thing that we talked about.
That was Tila.
I am She-Ra.
Well, like proper
And
speak?
dude, if you really look at the...
that old like 1930s television.
Like the way...
She was a
movies, I mean?
flapper.
Yeah.
Like,
She
well,
was
no,
a
if you
flapper.
listen to the way, like, Roosevelt spoke.
Yeah, it's like this weird like half fake British thing.
Yeah.
It's that what it's called the transatlantic.
Yeah,
accent, right?
it
Upper
was
East
the way
Coast.
it was the way they spoke. If you listen to old, addresses from presidents,
There shall
they
never
spoke
be
right.
another day, to which this country...
Today is a day that will live in infamy,
Yeah, it was that aristocratic Upper East Coast.
and we all know this theme song.
Can we... Well, hold on.
God,
I'm a Tila man. I just want to make an argument. Let's not forget, Tila was basically just Princess Leia in the costume.
for
You look
She-Ra.
no, Tila was on He-Man.
Oh, and
Tila
He-Man
was
yes.
He-Man's
Yes,
love interest.
yes, you're right.
She was hot.
I'm a
I don't
Tila,
want
man.
to. I don't
And
want
she
to
kinda
confuse
looks like-
He-Man and She-Ra. Because I never.
They're brother and sister. That's like no. They can't be together. That's
well,
Game of Thrones stuff. We don't do that.
that's
on
Star
He-Man.
Wars stuff.
Have you ever watched like the Toys That Made Us or whatever?
Oh, that's right, Tila.
She basically is just Princess Leia.
It's
And when
Princess
she
Leia,
had
but with the white
A
corset.
little more covered up.
Yeah.
a little more covered up, and she had the cool snake thing. Look at that.
Yeah,
That was
like
a cool character.
It looks like the staff that Crom holds in Conan.
And Evil Lynn looked like Scary Sherry from the WWF. Skeletor's lady was not.
I did listen. I did, as far as toys go, I did have the Castle Grayskull
Yeah.
with the mouth that kind of opened up. That was the drawbridge.
Nice.
My buddy had Snake Mountain, which had a microphone with a spring inside and would make you sound evil.
Cool.
Very cool.
Well, the interesting thing about He-Man was that it was retrofitted. Like they made the cartoon to sell the toys. They made the toys first.
Yes.
So everything, the comic books and everything, that was the first time. That was the 80s, dude. That was like the cocaine-fueled 80s. Like, we got to sell something to kids. Like, I already made a whole bunch of toys last night. Like, oh, man. Doug, why'd you do that? Like, I don't know, man. I was up all night. I made this castle and a snake mountain. I put a spring in a microphone, and would you only make two? No, I made 1 million units of each. And then some.
Damn it, Doug.
Damn it, Doug. You're going to put Fisher Price is going to go under. He's like, yes, I got a plan. Check it out. We'll just make a cartoon. These dumb kids, they'll eat it up. And man,
And they
Did
did.
you ever?
Doug was right, dude.
They did.
Because we did. And that toy, they had already like made all the toys and like huge gamble by this toy company.
Oh, there
that
was
was
some
a
cool ones,
cocaine-fueled
too.
idea.
Did you have any He-Man? He-Mans?
I did not. No, my rich friend Kevin had all that stuff.
I had a couple.
Kevin.
I had a couple He-Mans. I remember my buddy had Moss. Remember Moss Man?
Yeah, they didn't try hard with the names.
Moss Man was like covered in moss,
Hell yeah.
and it was. I'm thinking of the texture right now. It's disgusting.
It was disgusting.
That still smelled. They had skunk ore where you squeeze that dude and it stunk.
That's
And
amazing.
there was one. Yeah. Oh yeah. You think you'd have to put like liquid in his back maybe?
What? That's crazy.
There was the ones that you punch their chest in the
Battle armor.
battle armor, and it would be like a rotating thing.
Oh yeah, that was right when they started making toys that would like break apart. Like remember the cars that would crash?
Yeah.
You could like twist them and they go, poof, and then the thing twists and it's like, oh look at that, there's a dent in it.
Well, it'd be the same characters, but the battle armor, you punch them in the chest, and the battle armor, gets more broken as the thing rotates. It was a thing.
Cool.
All right, here's this one. We all know this one here.
She does not think that's cool at all.
Can you do the whole song? Heroes in a half shell.
Turtle power.
They're the world's most fearsome fighting team. In a half shell, and they're green.
In the second verse, I feel like one of the turtles gets shortchanged. Just
You think
listen.
so?
This is the Michelangelo's cool.
Hello, does machines. Raphael is cool but rude.
Yeah, give me a break.
Michelangelo is a party dude.
I think they get their due. I think they all get their due. Y'all think so? Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power.
It was awesome.
That's the best.
Donatello does machines. I kind of feel like he gets shortchanged a little bit in that.
You know what?
Yeah, you're
And
right.
You know what? And he's okay with it. He's all right with it. He's like, yeah, it's no big deal. Play my role.
Leonardo leads. That's cool.
Dude, at least the
Raphael is
turtles
cool
get
but
mentioned.
rude. Character flaw, but I like it. Cool, rude but cool. Michelangelo's a party dude. Everybody wants to hang out with him. They're like,
Donatello
that's
does
our other brother
machines.
Donatello. What's he do? Machines. Lame, dude. Kidding me? Like if they introduce themselves at a party,
What
you're,
is,
you're hanging out with the other three brothers, right?
what are they supposed to say? Donatello's purple and has a stick.
All right,
He plays with a stick.
we all know this one. We all know this one from the 80s. Okay.
Oh, the best.
Life is like a hurricane. Hen, duck, bird, race cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's a duck blur.
I now think of Tim Convey with this song.
Heck yeah.
Oh, it's Buck Buck Machine, yes.
This is the only, one of the only songs he doesn't sing, but I like that you
Oh,
think
yeah,
of
the
Tim.
only song he doesn't sing.
I guess I was just watching him the whole time.
Yeah, this is one of mine.
Oh,
This was one that when we were putting it together, I was like, "You have to." We're doing Ducktales, and I'm singing it. It's my favorite. I would have a Ducktales tattoo if I thought about it when I was in the parlors.
Did anybody watch this one?
I think Tim did sing it when he was in studio.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
My apologies, pal.
Anybody watch this one?
that's not true, but
Yeah, dude. Right, this is Lern's favorite.
oh, dude, I had Thundercat
Sexy
pajamas.
cat men.
I didn't watch it.
Hey, go back, check it out.
It is a good one.
Lionel, right? That's the
Dude,
guy.
It's
Lion-O.
It's about
Lion-O?
about cats that save the world.
What does that sound effect? Like a cat fart?
Litter box. Yeah.
God, what a great theme song. I forgot.
Again, another cartoon that pretty sure some pretty fat hog legs of cocaine were involved in the development of this. Just the whole premise of it is wild.
Man, they were odd looking too.
They were
Thundercats
very
were-
effeminate.
It was weird.
Yeah.
It was
Cats.
like 80s. It was like Twisted Sister. It's like they're like, hey, how can we take like glam metal and make it into?
Yeah, you're right.
It was. I mean, did
Yeah.
you hear the guitars in there? I mean, somebody liked their Twisted Sister.
Pull up a picture of
They were
Lionel.
poison, dude. They were poison.
Thunder thighs
Now
is
that
what
I'm
they
sitting here
should be
thinking
called.
about it, it was like they were very effeminate-looking cats, almost like they had makeup on. The male ones.
But you know what made it okay? Like the logo.
Yeah, they had guy liner.
The logo was so badass.
Oh, I had like the belt.
Yeah, this
And like
red.
a sword.
We have a
Snarf.
we have a Greek fire shirt that like it has like a bottle cap and a lion, and I was like, can you make it kind of Thundercat-y?
Yeah, dude, that logo is badass.
Yeah, it's a cool. I mean, he looks
He's jacked. Lionel.
yeah pretty dope, dude. But even like look at this, like the lettering Thundercats. It's so intense, and then you get in there, and it's like a metal band, you know, running around with swords and
Rawr.
meowing at
It's
each
like
other.
Steel Panther.
Kiss, kind of. If you look at it, now that I'm sitting here looking at it as an adult, it was just Kiss, but everyone was the cat.
So cool looking. This look inspired so many different things. after it,
Thundercats
too.
look.
How is Dave Bautista not this guy? You know, they should
Yeah.
be making the real
Panthero.
version of this.
Panthero.
Yeah, this
Yes.
this is an updated version because obviously
Cheetah.
All right, I'm gonna play you the next theme song. This is an '80s cartoon.
There it is, right there.
Yeah, that was more the look back
yeah,
then.
much more like David Bowie and Twisted Sister.
I'm gonna give you. Here's the theme song. You tell me what this is. All right.
Oh,
Inspector
I know,
Gadget?
I know.
What is it?
She's right.
It is
Loved it.
Inspector Gadget. Yes.
Loved him and Penny. Oh,
Penny was my side chick.
that's how I feel when I talk to my iWatch. I always go, Inspector Gadget.
What channel was this on? Was this Nickelodeon?
Go, gadget, crippling,
Like
hypochondria.
WB.
This was just on everything, wasn't it?
Was it network specific?
No,
I don't know.
It was like Channel 2.
it was syndication. It would be on WGN a lot. It would be on KPLR 11. All these things got syndicated out. That was like the big... There was no afternoon cartoons.
Yeah,
That's why we remember this.
it was like this and Heathcliff and all the.
G.I. Joe, Transformers, Heathcliff, then all the Disney ones Moon mentioned. Thundercats. There was a knockoff Thundercats called Silverhawks.
Oh,
set
yeah.
in space.
Silverhawks was on after Thundercats.
Yes.
Really? I never
Same
saw that.
company.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much the same group, just now they're made of chrome and they fly through space.
Silverhawks was on after Thundercats. All right, what's this one? This is from the '80s.
Darkwing Duck, dog.
Nope.
Oh yeah, this is Rescue Rangers.
Sometimes
Go slipping through the cracks.
You remember this, Lern?
These two
I do, but I
gumshoes are picking up the slack. There's no case too big, no case too small. If you need help, just call Chippendales.
Chippendale.
Rescue Rangers. Chippendales. With the danger. Never fails once they're involved. Somehow, whatever's wrong, it's solved. Chippendales.
Yes.
Dude, this is so good.
Yes.
Did
Which
you
the
guys
one-
realize at the time that it was Indiana Jones and Magnum P.I.?
No.
No,
I
never-
learned that within the past
I
5
learned that
years.
A lot of
now.
people did not know, didn't,
You didn't know
realize
that?
it.
No.
I mean,
Look at
I
how
I
they're
didn't know
dressed.
Yeah, I didn't think about it.
One is Magnum PI and the other is,
but when
is
you're a
Indiana
kid, you
Jones.
just think that anybody that's a gumshoe, I
Yeah.
guess, is just dressed like that.
Right.
Never thought it was
Anybody
based on
who's a
character.
hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's-
basically
this,
dressed the Chipmunks up as two wildly popular sexy action men.
this was a all right. This is going to be a tough one. What's this show?
Dashing and daring, courageous and
Gummy Bears. This is one of the greatest themes ever done. We've been talking about doing this for 2 years.
the forest.
Yeah, this is the Adventures of
Let it rip.
Adventures of the Gummy Bear.
Let it rip. This is the greatest theme ever.
And friendly with stories to share. All the forest.
Let it
they
rip. Here we
sing
go.
out in chorus, marching along as their song fills the air. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventures that's beyond compare. They are the gummy bears.
Dude.
Magic and mystery are part of their history, along with the secret of
Their
gummy
mushroom
bears.
cheese.
They take pride in
Be honest, Gummy Bears are tripping hard.
Oh, big time.
they do. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. High
Like scratching in the forest.
We
Doug.
Let me hold some gummy juice till Friday.
Doug, take an edible.
Doug, you have... Guys, we should have fired Doug a long time ago, but he is batting 1,000 with these cartoons. We don't know. They just keep Doug in a room full of Colombian nectar and let him come up with
All right,
ideas.
this next one is my absolute favorite of all time.
Do people know that one, by the way? Because I think that was only on for a season or two, and it was a really, really well done cartoon. Actually,
I don't remember watching it, but I remember the theme song.
Same.
It's really good, and every time we're building Can You Feel the Punk tonight, I bring it up, and I'm like, we got to do this, and nobody knows it. And everybody says, you know, if we don't know it, nobody knows it. But it's got to be
No, when I was
right?
pulling these theme songs, I watched the intros of all these things, and I'm like, I remember this. I remember the theme song very well, but I don't remember watching it.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty good. It was one of the few that was like, wow, this is really well put together.
Here's my favorite cartoon of the 80s.
Voice.
Did you watch Voltron?
Oh, dude, I was Voltron for Halloween in kindergarten, and I still remember it because we did it was like the first time a school event where they like everybody participated. You know, you was encouraged to wear a costume. So I'm in kindergarten and I got my mask on. It's the first time I've ever had like a cool costume. It was one of those pieces of crap that like cuts into your skin, you know, and it has like the one string.
Oh, with the opening in front that cuts your tongue up.
Yeah, it was pretty much the very first and probably the last time I ever felt cool in school. Because we went around in an assembly
As
and just
Voltron.
looked at each other. I was like, I am Voltron.
Yeah, nice.
This is the best. Never forget.
Oh, and the toys were awesome too for Voltron. The toys were great.
Expensive, though. 'cause
Expensive.
We wanted to get all of them.
But they all came together to form the one thing.
Mm-hmm. What a good one. What a good show.
Anybody watch this one?
Ladies and gentlemen, Garfield and Friends.
Friends are there.
To help you get started, to give you a push on your way.
Friends are there.
To turn you around, get your feet on the ground.
watched 1930s.
For a new day.
They'll pick you up when you're down.
I watched Garfield and Friends.
Which iteration was that? Was that the?
It was the 80s.
Oh yeah.
Heathcliff was a better theme song than
This was a good look. It was like good coloring. I liked cartoons that were like bright, like Darkwing Duck. I'm sure, like everybody says, that was one of the best ones. I could never bring myself to watch it because it was too dark.
Yeah, this iteration of Garfield and Friends was great.
Yeah, it was.
And then there's of course this one.
Yo, Joe!
He'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble. G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe is there. It's G.I. Joe against Cobra, the enemy, fighting to save the day. He never gives up. He's always there, fighting for freedom over land and air. G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe is there.
G.I. Joe
Great
is the
theme
code
songs.
name for America's daring, highly trained special mission force. Its purpose to defend
Might have been the
human
best
freedom against
propaganda
Cobra.
Yeah.
honestly
Cobra the enemy.
in military history because
Yeah.
every kid in the 80s couldn't wait to join the military because of this cartoon.
I learned a lot from that Toys That Made Us show
Yeah.
that we watched on Netflix. You know, like He-Man, you know, was developed as a toy first, or the
toy
which one?
first, and
Yeah,
then
the
the
toy
cartoon.
first, and then they did like basically it was just a giant commercial. Was G.I. Joe the same way?
No,
I thought G.I. Joe was a comic.
it was a comic.
Oh, okay, comic book, and then.
Well, you remember the
cartoon
old
toy?
school, like if you talk to your parents, their G.I. Joes were big.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe's been around for a long time.
G.I. Joe was like World War II propaganda. That's how it started. Like the big G.I. Joes they didn't have like a Native American G.I. Joe that had a hawk as a partner. that was Doug. That was Doug's involvement in G.I. Joe.
Doug.
Say, we gotta update G.I. Joe, guys.
Cocaine
Hear me
Doug.
out. Hear me out. Native American character. What does he do?
Did you take peyote?
He doesn't
Doug?
carry a gun. No, dude, not more than usual.
What was this guy's
He
name?
doesn't carry a gun, but he has a hawk that will fly up in the air and do reconnaissance.
Let's run with it.
What was
You know
this
what?
guy's name?
Doug's 10 for 10.
The faceless guy?
Cobra Commander.
Cobra Commander.
Anybody know somebody who had the aircraft carrier?
Yeah.
No.
The G.I. Joe aircraft carrier.
Top of my friend's barn, I was so jealous. He had all his like G.I. Joe guys in plastic bags where he cut the little file off the back. There used to be like a little dossier file on the back of like what their skills were. And he had all their weapons and stuff in little...
Laid out. And he had the
them in,
aircraft
like, Ziploc
carrier?
bag. Oh, yeah. I was so jealous.
The aircraft carrier was the thing. All right, so let's leave the 80s. Let's go to the 90s as far as cartoons
Snake
go.
Eyes. Look at that guy. Oh,
Snake
man,
Eyes is badass.
They got some super, super cool characters. Man, I wish they made a good movie.
Yeah,
of
they
this.
biffed that movie so hard.
I want to be in like what? They do 3 of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're not. They try to be a lot of things, and it just wasn't this zone. You know what I mean? It needed to be this zone.
All right, now in the 90s, maybe this is more your style, Lern.
Okay.
All right, what's this theme song?
Rugrats.
Rugrats, yes.
I loved the Rugrats. Little babies talking and getting into
Too.
mischief. The ugly doll, Cynthia. And that one little toddler was a real bitch.
Yeah, what was her name?
Yeah, what was her name?
Angelica.
Angelica.
God, she was a bitch.
She was terrible.
She'd just go up and like push Tommy down and like steal his binky all the time and get the parents like in law trouble. What a mess.
Can you imagine being a kid growing up during that era and you're watching that and your name's Angelica?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean,
Well, they probably
slaughtered.
picked that name because there wasn't many Angelicas.
There's
in the
only
90s.
one, Angelica Houston. I don't know any other
Yeah.
Angelicas ever, you know?
All right, what was this?
Doug?
Yeah, this is Doug.
Patty Mayonnaise, please. The hottest.
I didn't really watch much of this.
I never
I
saw
loved
this.
I was Quail Man for Halloween.
I would hear the song and turn it off.
Yeah, you weren't a Doug guy?
I was not a Doug guy. It was like the intro, I was like, oh, this isn't for me.
Yeah, I was a Nick kid, so all of the stuff that was
So
on
you know this
Nickelodeon.
one then.
Hey, Arnold. Loved it. His football-shaped head. He was the coolest.
Cool theme song. So you know this one then too.
They really jazzed it up in the 90s.
Rocco's Modern Life.
Yeah, look at you.
That's fun, too.
This would be 52s.
Is it really? That makes sense.
Listen. Rock Lobster. I think we all watched this one.
Man, going back to the time
What?
of G.I. Joe,
I could tell by what that was.
You
just
know
by
it-
that
you know
little
what it is.
clip.
there was a time in a little boy's life when you were watching G.I. Joe 1 minute and Care Bears the next. Mm-hmm. Because it's on at the same time, you know. And
Loved the Care Bears.
Both were great, dude. Care Bears was always on at
Dude.
6 a.m. So
Care
like,
Bear Stare.
right before you go to preschool, you watch as many minutes, maybe 16 minutes of Care Bears, and then you gotta go.
Yeah.
I loved
It's
the Care
still
Bears
dark.
movie from the 80s, too.
I remember that too.
What? I don't
I owned
remember
it.
that.
Oh, there
Like,
was
we
a movie?
bootlegged it on VHS.
Dan Soder has a great bit, and it's true, and I did the same thing. He's like, there was a small Venn diagram in my childhood where I was still playing with, like, G.I. Joes and Ninja Turtles, and was smoking cigarettes. So he's like, I'd be playing, and I'd step out for a smoke break and be like, yeah, Flint and Lady J got a whole thing going on in there. You know, like there was if you played with them a little further into your childhood, like there were some weird crossover times.
That's true.
Yeah, Smurfs and. Did you ever watch the Ghostbusters cartoon? That one was a
Yeah, I
great
watched a little
one.
bit. All right, we're in the 90s. We're in the 90s.
Okay, in
we're
the
rolling
90s.
through the 90s here. I played 3 seconds of that beginning.
I know what it is.
What is it?
Animaniacs.
Animaniacs.
It's
yeah.
Animaniacs, yeah.
It's time for Animaniacs, and we're zany to the max.
This is what you rushed home for. It came on at like 3:30.
Yeah, like 10 or 11,
Yeah.
right?
Maniacs.
Because this is all WB properties.
Yeah.
And the Warner sister dot. Just for fun, we run around the Warner movie lot. We're lost in the tower whenever we get caught. But we break loose and bend the moose, and now you know the plot. We're
I didn't watch this next one here.
All Real Monsters?
No. Dexter's Laboratory.
Oh, yeah. Tim Burton-esque sound.
I think that Animaniacs in this time, this mid-90s time, ushered in like adult themes in child cartoons. There were like adult jokes hidden in them.
Yeah.
And that ushered in like the darker, like gargoyles and some of the darker Disney properties that I was like, oh, these are kind of have dark themes.
Anybody watch this one?
Sugar, spice, and everything nice.
Powerpuff Girls.
These were the ingredients chosen to
Powerpuff
create
Girls.
the perfect little girl. But Professor Utonium accidentally added an extra ingredient to the concoction. Chemical X. Thus, the Powerpuff Girls were born. Using their ultra superpowers, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup have dedicated their lives to fighting crime and the forces of evil.
I never watched that.
I didn't really watch it. My sister did, and so I'd watch it with her when she was a little kid.
By that age, I was Ren and Stimpy. And
Yeah.
that kind of vibe.
Oh, I forgot to pull the Ren and Stimpy theme.
Everybody knows that by heart.
Do you remember Tiny Toon Adventures?
Oh, yeah.
Was that a WB property, or were they ripping off Looney Tunes? Because it was like all these, it was like
No, I think that was-
off-brand. It was like Buster Bunny and Babs Bunny. Were those supposed to be like
those were the
Bugs Bunny's kids?
Yeah, I think those were the kids. Because that always came
Couldn't
off.
remember.
That was always on just before or after Animaniacs, right?
I think it was its predecessor. I think it's
Yeah, Tiny Toon Adventures.
was before it, right?
Yeah.
I could never figure out if they were just like straight ripping off. Like Plucky Duck wasn't the character.
That's right. Piglet.
Uh-huh.
Was it Piglet? Who was the pig?
Fifi LaFume, I remember, was the skunk.
Oh, you got the Ren and Stimpy theme song?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Idiot.
Anybody watch this one?
Steven Spielberg.
Where there?
Johnny Bravo?
Never got into that.
I don't know what that is.
No.
Is that
That's it.
that's a
He had the big
Nickelodeon?
Man,
pompadour.
I'm
Is that
Cartoon
Nickelodeon?
Network.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Look up a picture of Johnny Bravo. You know,
Is that the one with sunglasses?
yeah.
He's got the tight shirt, little waist, big old man muscles.
It was the he was the early incantation of what's the Jimmy Neutron, right?
yeah.
Didn't they kind of have the same hair, same kind of thing going on? Or was
Yeah.
Johnny Bravo like a dude, not a
He
kid?
was a
Jimmy-
dude.
Johnny
Hung out
Bravo
with
was
a
a
kid.
dude.
And side, it was problematic if you really watched the show.
I never watched the show.
It's just a grown man hanging out with a kid for some reason.
Nobody questioned it.
Buying him
Nobody cared.
smokes.
Maybe it's a big brother. Maybe he was in a Big Brother program.
He
A
might
mentor.
have
All right, am I finally my 100% favorite cartoon of the 90s? This is without a doubt. And when I still hear this theme song, I'm transported back to my bedroom when I finally got a TV.
What cartoon defines Scott Rizzuto?
And once I heard the opening notes of this, Beavis and Butt-Head. Was this specifically for this show, or is this from an actual song?
Sounds like the beginning of a CC Top song.
Yeah.
Because it is absolutely perfect.
Mike Judge made the music.
It's like Billy Gibbons.
The riff is actually AC/DC's Gone Shootin' guitar riff played backwards
What?
that Mike Judge made.
So Mike Judge took an AC/DC guitar riff.
Yeah, look up.
turned it backwards.
Can you look up Gone Shootin' and see what that sounds like?
Gone shooting.
Gone Shootin'. The guitar riff played backwards is the theme music of Beavis and Butt-Head.
Whoa.
Never knew that. This is new.
Gone shooting, song by AC/DC. Okay. Let's see what goes on here. Stand by 10 seconds. Talk amongst yourselves.
Standing
All
by, standing by.
A little nugget of information while we wait. Steven Spielberg was the executive producer of Tiny Toons. Spielberg got in the cartoon game in 1990. Oh, well.
2 pilots, by the way.
This is Gone Shoot. ATEC. KC95.
That's just a little bit. We've got some Brett Michaels tickets to give out.
This one slaps, too. No, you did good when it's good forwards and back.
Yeah, wow. So that's forwards, and I can hear it. And then that's it backwards.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Wow. Mind is blown.
Me too.
Well, those are my favorite cartoons, guys.
You know how many seasons there were for Beavis and Butt-Head? A few more than I thought.
9?
In all honesty. Well, there was 2 pilots in 1992 for MTV's Liquid Television. And then only 3 episodes for season 1, technically speaking, in 93. And then they did a second season of 26 episodes, a third season of 31 episodes, a fourth season
Yeah, they
of
cranked those things
32 episodes, a fifth season in 95 with 50 episodes, a sixth with 20, a seventh a seventh season with 41, and then they came back with 22 episodes for 2011, and then there was the 22-23 thing that you and I watched on Paramount Plus, which is technically 2 seasons, so it has 10 overall seasons.
Hey, everybody's saying that Johnny Bravo show is something that we missed.
That it was good?
That was good.
Never saw
Like,
it?
he just wanted to pick up chicks. That was the entire...
You
Yeah, that was
premise.
the thing that was problematic. Is he was just hanging out with a kid talking about wanting to bang chicks all the time. Just kind of flew
That
under
was the move
radar
back then in the 90s, though.
Was he a superhero? Or just a guy?
I think
He
might
looked
have-
pretty strong.
I think he was like a Fonzie,
Did he
cool guy character. I'm not sure if he had superpowers or not. I could be wrong. about
Did he
that.
get chicks? Like, I don't think he ever did. I think that was like the butt of the joke was he was so cool, but he never got girls. Probably because that damn kid's hanging out with him. I don't want to be a stepmom
Yeah.
right now.
All right, listen, we got to take a break. But first, all right, that's sponsored by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill. Make sure you hit up happy hour 3 to 6, Monday through Friday. From O'Fallon, Missouri, Spencer D is our team member today. Spencer D. Spencer has been a loyal podcast weirdo for many years and listener of both The Riz Show and The Point since its inception. Loves to spread the word of Riz to as many people as possible, even has both, as all the Riz Show stickers on his car.
Nice.
And his house and other various objects. Well, thank you. Spencer loves all the debates, the different perspectives, and how each of the members' personalities mesh perfectly with each other. Moon's wisdom, my grumpiness, what? Lern's input, Rafe's comedy, and King Scott's puns are all huge staples of his daily mornings. Thank you, Spencer. Spencer D. from O'Fallon Mo is our Team Riz Member of the Day. Get Super Sweet Team Riz Member of the Day soccer jersey. Get yourself signed up 1057thepoint.com/Team Riz. Yes, Moon.
They're saying, whoa. Johnny Bravo was just a developed teenager. That's all.
Oh.
That's
so he was not a man.
I don't know. A couple people have said that.
All right. I pronounced that river wrong, by the way, that the couple was killed in. It's the
Piasaw?
Piasaw.
All right.
Oh, the bird.
Piasaw, not pizza or Pisa. I may have said Pisa. I'm sorry. My apologies. Moving on.
So let me bring you guys
back to the program. Phone number 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. The Mick Ultra Studio Cams, 1057thepoint.com/Riz. The socials at RIZZ Show. Your emails, RizShow at 1057thepoint.com. Grab on celebrities here in just a moment. Later on, we'll play something we haven't played in a while. A little game called Press Your Luck.
Oh, man.
Press your luck. I'm telling you, the one show that people have been hitting me up for tickets this summer is Chili Peppers tickets.
It's going to be a great show.
It's going to be a great show. We got tickets for you, but are you willing to put your phone number on the line for these tickets? Again, we haven't played this in a while, but a little later on, I'll ask you to call in. Moon will ask you a common knowledge question. If you get the question right, boom, you are going to see the Red Hot Chili Peppers. 2 tickets are yours.
Mm-hmm.
If you get the question wrong, Well, you have to give your phone number out on the air. And everybody's encouraged to do whatever they want with it. Send you all sorts of nasty pictures, call you at all hours, whatever.
Yeah.
The phone number is out there. I know some people save it in their favorites. Every once in a while, past Pressure Luck losers will get a call from somebody. There was a while that people were writing the Pressure Luck phone numbers for the losers on a wall in the bathroom at the Hot Shots in South County.
That's cool as hell.
Damn. That's savage, dude.
Yeah.
I love it.
So we'll play Pressure Luck later. How much you want to put up for these Red Hot Chili Peppers tickets? All right, so yesterday, and this was all over the place. So Monday was the MLB Home Run Derby. And prior to the festivities, there was a woman named Ingrid Andress who was tasked with singing the national anthem. Yesterday was not a great day for Ingrid because everybody got to hear this.
And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Somebody went, oh!
The crowd, I didn't realize. The crowd in the background.
Those are the players.
No! They rejected it.
The players were trying to hold in their laughter. It did not go well. They're calling it probably the worst televised rendition of the Star
You
Spangled
know what
Banner
made it
of all
worse
time.
when I watched it? And I didn't realize it till I got home. I watched it like in its entirety. Was just the pomp and circumstance around, like the players were standing on elevated stars.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a regular national anthem where they're like lined up on the base path.
Yeah.
It was like all these ribbons and like it almost looked like presidential, the big banners they put up, and all the starters were standing on these elevated white stars of the American flag.
It's a freaking all-star game. It's like a home opener pomp and circumstance, but for a national audience.
And yes.
Yowzer.
Which just elevated how awful of an experience that was.
So her name is Ingrid Andress. She tried to sing the anthem the other night. It did not go well, but there was one thing she was successful in doing. And that was uniting us, uniting the internet, because nothing brings us together more than watching somebody embarrass themselves. Am I right?
It's true.
But this bad performance may wind up being a benefit to her in the long run. Here's what Ingrid had to say about it. Quote, "I'm not going to BS y'all. I was drunk last night. I'm checking myself into a facility today to get the help I need. That was not me last night. I apologize to the MLB, all the fans, and this country I love so much for that rendition. I'll let y'all know how rehab is. I hear it's super fun."
She could have left that part out.
Yeah.
So she was hammered. She was drunk. And yesterday she checked herself into rehab. That's her excuse.
If she's serious, I hope she finds the legitimate help that she needs. If she's just saying that, I mean, I could have done without that last part.
Yeah.
Right. Well, some people online are pointing out that the purpose of rehab is not to have fun.
Right.
And it's not a heat
But
shield.
it does take courage to own up to your mistakes.
Yeah.
It does.
She had to say something.
I'm 80-20 on really was drunk, really going to rehab, or 20% of me is like, this is the get out of jail free card for really biffing it on a national stage.
That's what I mean by heat shield.
And the joke makes it feel
the joke makes
insincere.
Feels like it's a shield.
And I'm all about the joke. And I also get like using humor as a defense mechanism when you're like ashamed of something. Totally get that. She has to have a PR person around her though that was like, you know what? Let's leave that line out. Let's go straight apology, go into rehab, see if we can get through this. Because making a joke out of it when some people would, it's a life or death matter to some folks. It's like,
She could have left that.
You're already
super
not
fun part out.
Yeah. No,
But
I get it.
If she needs help, I hope she finds it. And I'll be the first to tell you, man. Like, it sounded like a drunk performance because if you can sing, at least what it did to me. If I try to sing when alcohol was involved, it made my control just gone. And even though I'm sure in my drunken state, I thought I was hitting certain things, even when you're drunk, you're like, oh, man, I'm just not controlling my throat. I'm like, my vocal cords are not controllable right now. And something that usually is so easy, I'm straining now. And then you change everything. So to me, it sounded like a drunk performance. I do think she's probably being honest on that.
Right.
Because everybody else says that this gal can sing. And you know.
4-time Grammy nominee.
Right. So to me, it sounded like a drunken performance where she's never been drunk and tried to sing before and just didn't realize that you can't control. You have less control.
I shouldn't have had that third martini. Am I right?
I'm disappointed it wasn't our conspiracy theory of vibrating panties because I really wanted it to be.
I had fingies crossed over here.
I did too.
Yeah, we threw that out there. Maybe it was vibrating panties.
Dude, if we would have hit that nail on the head.
Wow.
No stopping us.
Detective agency's really getting off the ground. Imagine putting that statement out. What if then make all the jokes you want? Fun statement.
I heard they were really fun. And so my boyfriend and I, we decided that what better time than now when I'm singing the national anthem on the national platform than to test out these vibrating panties I got at Patricia's.
Turns out, higher strength than we thought.
Yeah. Now we know.
I was in mid-orgasm during the entire national anthem, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize to the MLB.
My panties.
To all the fans.
And my parents.
My family. And this country that I love so much.
Yeah.
What do you think? So this probably actually is good for Major League Baseball, right? Because I'm thinking, what are the standards going to be going forward when you're vetting somebody that's going to sing on a nationally broadcast game that's something huge like this? Do you make them sign something saying, hey, I promise I will sing this without being hammered or on drugs or influence of anything?
I mean, this is...
Or is the MLB like, this is great, we're, woohoo, let's just stay quiet?
I mean, it adds a little something to
curious.
like people watching that
right?
part.
Yeah, you're right. I'm curious if that hasn't already happened.
This is special.
I'm sure there's like some sort of implied agreement. If you're getting paid, I bet there's something in the contract of like...
I bet she's not getting paid.
Yeah, I don't think
she
you
didn't get paid.
I performed
Well,
it.
then maybe they can't.
I performed at a lot of different sporting events, never been paid, and I've never been told what to do.
There you go.
Maybe that's the deal. If you're pro bono, you do whatever the hell you
No,
want.
you expect to be professional.
but
and
it's
do your
also-
job.
I think they would give you like, hey, you can't change the words.
Right, but
Don't
it's,
do anything lewd.
oh, dude, we opened, we were on
You
the
think
ice
that's implied?
opening for the home opener, the Blues home opener, and they didn't even know we were going to play. They didn't ask. They didn't tell us. They said, "Do your thing, man. They said you're gonna have 90 seconds. You're gonna be doing it while the players come out for their season introductions."
Damn.
Yeah,
But-
that was fun.
It was incredible and a huge honor. And one of the coolest things our
I
band's
think
ever
it's
done.
implied.
Did you sing it?
Yeah, I sang "Let's Go Blues" over the "Hey Hey Heys" for a real life. But I will say that wasn't a national. It wasn't an all-star game. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where
It wa- yeah, and it
ESPN is
wasn't-
on.
It was televised on
Have you ever done the
Bally's or
anthem?
Fox Sports, whatever it was at the time.
Have I ever done the anthem?
Have
No.
you ever sang the national anthem at an
No.
event?
I've been asked to, but I
Would
have
you?
not. No. Not.
Would
no.
you guys?
No.
I mean,
If somebody was like, hey, we want you to come down to...
No.
Would you? You're a singer.
Yeah, I think I would.
You would?
No, I wouldn't.
I'd try. I mean, it's not going to be good. It'd
I would.
be
Well,
crap.
That'd be
listen,
my
here's
biggest
a montage of some of the worst. We got Roseanne Barr, and then we got Aaron Lewis of Stained, and we got the famous Carl Lewis, Fergie, and then it ends with the great Bobby Vinton.
Oh.
And this is an old one.
Old
I'd
school.
never heard this. Bobby Vinton couldn't ever catch up to the organ.
oh yeah, it's so hard to hear.
So he got way ahead of it by the end and had to repeat the "or the land" part. In his defense, back then there were no monitors or earbuds to hear the organ. And I'd never heard this
Raw
before,
dog in the anthem.
Raw dog in the anthem. All right, listen to this.
I'll say, can
Famous
you
Roseanne.
stay by the dawn's early light?
Once so
Aaron Lewis is
proudly we hailed the world
so gallantly
Skip some lyrics.
streaming.
And the rock is the monster singing it. Keep through the night. I'll make up for it now.
Talk to him.
And then the Fergie version.
What?
For the land
You got to add it.
of the free
What's this?
Well, when you're Polish and live in Pittsburgh, you can do anything you want with the words.
Oh, wow.
Can I say this? I
When
think
you're
I'm,
Polish and live in Pittsburgh, you can do anything you want with the words.
I'm going to take a different platform on this. I kind of like that we have terrible and great anthems because that's America. You know what I'm saying?
Good
like
and the bad.
Good and the bad. This is us.
Love it all.
So I'm not going to hate on Roseanne and this Polish guy, and I love it. I think that
This
and
Polish guy. The great Bobby Vinton.
I think it's a very good thing to see what America is, and it's all this. So
Yeah.
I don't think there should be any document to sign or any stipulations. Let Americans get up there and sing their heart out.
Yeah. It's a hard song to sing, too, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not a professional singer, but I know I've probably tried to rip it off at home a couple times, and I'm like, whoop, didn't hit that note. I tried to do it in the shower a couple times, and I'm like, man, that's a tough gig. You think that we would make a national anthem something a little more palatable for the masses?
Yeah, it's a tough one.
But it's one of the hardest songs.
When you nail it, you nail it.
Did Christina remember the Super Bowl where Christina did she drop words or
I think
switch
she
words?
just drop words.
Okay.
But hers was good. I mean, Whitney Houston, I think, is the gold standard.
Yeah.
And that was not one of the lip synced ones, right?
I thought she did lip sync it.
Oh, bummer.
1990 or 91 Super Bowl.
Sounds about right. I know that's the one that's always the
That's
number
the
one.
gold standard.
Always the,
The Whitney
number one.
Houston
The Whitney
Super Bowl.
Houston one, yeah. All right, today is July the 17th. Back in the day, 106 years ago, 1918, Tsar Nicholas II and the rest of the Russian royal family executed by revolutionaries called the Bolsheviks. The Romanovs were the last imperial family of Russia and inspired the movie Anastasia. 69 years ago, 1955, Disneyland opens in Anaheim, California. 65 years ago, 1959, the legendary Billie Holiday died from the effects of her heroin addiction at the age of 44. Believe it or not, she died with only 70 cents in the bank, but with $750 strapped to her leg out of a deep-rooted fear of poverty. 40 years ago today, 1984, Ronald Reagan signed the National Minimum Drinking Age Bill, raising the legal drinking age to 21. 37 years ago, 1987, RoboCop hits theaters. 15 years ago, 2009, legendary CBS anchorman Walter Cronkite dies at the age of 92. 9 years ago, 2015, Ant-Man was released starring Paul Rudd. And 8 years ago, in 2016, Kim Kardashian posted videos that Kanye secretly recorded of his phone conversation with Taylor Swift to claim that she was okay with Kanye dissing her in his song. Later found out that was not true. And that's what happened back in the day. All right, it's time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your Crap on Celebrities.
And we start with this. Sharon Osbourne says her husband Ozzy's health issues have delayed the family's plans to move back to England, something they announced they were going to do in 2022. Here's a little audio of Sharon and Ozzy explaining their move to England keeps getting delayed.
Okay. Here is Sharon Osbourne.
We're trying to get on a flight.
Here is
He sounds so,
Ozzy Osbourne.
She sounds so different.
We're trying to get on a flight.
Yeah, it just seems that every time we're set to go, something happens with Ozzy's health, and so we'll get there. We want to go back so bad, but we'll get there.
So it's kind of sad. They really do want to get back home. I
So
mean,
he can't even fly?
he can't even fly right now. He's in such bad shape.
He's a Parkinson's?
Parkinson's, the motorcycle or the ATV accident that he had, 12 years ago or so, and It's a mess, but at least he's here stateside. I'm kind of happy that Ozzy's still in America. Prince's estate will not give approval to Netflix for a 9-hour documentary on the late superstar. The original deal was for a 6-hour feature. The director completed the version, and now it's 3 hours longer. I don't think anybody's complaining about this. I will sit there and watch 9 hours of
Me too.
Prince documentary.
9 hours. I don't know much about him.
I don't either, and I want to know it all. So Prince's estate said the extra content is violating the initial agreement that was made in 2018, and Page 6 reports that Netflix feels, quote, confident a compromise can still be worked out, while the director is not interested in a truncated version of the completed documentary.
What is cool about this is since they do have permission from the estate.
Music.
Music.
Yeah, for sure.
Music. Prince music will be in the documentary.
I hope it comes out soon.
Which is wonderful.
Tenacious D, the duo featuring Jack Black and Kyle Gass, they're in hot water after their comments at an Australian show less than 24 hours after the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. It was Kyle Gass's birthday.
Yeah, it wasn't it was one of their comments that got him in trouble.
Yes. So Jack Black is singing Happy Birthday to Kyle Gass on stage. He celebrated his 64th birthday. Gass replied, and Jack Black says, make a wish. Kyle Gass says, don't miss Trump next time. Now, one Australian senator wants them deported, saying to advocate or wish for the assassination of a president is disgusting, filthy, evil, and not acceptable in any way, shape, or form. An Instagram post yesterday, Jack Black said he was blindsided by what his bandmate said. He added, I would never condone hate speech or encourage political violence in any form. Kyle Gass has since apologized, saying that his comment was highly inappropriate, dangerous, and a terrible mistake. So Tenacious D have canceled their tour and all creative plans for the future.
Yeah, is that wild?
Yeah.
Tour canceled and maybe
everything.
Done.
Kyle Gass was also dropped by his agency. It's a huge mess for them. Marilyn Manson is trying to get his music career off the ground with a handful of tour dates with Five Finger Death Punch coming through St. Louis here soon. After a series of assault and abuse allegations, now there's another one. Another accuser has come forward. Her name is Bianca, and she says in 2 different lawsuits, Marilyn Manson sexually assaulted her multiple times in the 1990s. She says the abuse started when she was 16, saying that the shock rocker manipulated her into joining his tour back in 95. She also alleges that another assault came when she was 18 years old. The grooming and minor abuse allegations have been struck down by a New York judge, and Manson's legal team says that her claims are vicious lies and that the singer doesn't even know this individual.
Damn.
Machine Gun Kelly, you might remember a couple months ago back in February, he debuted that he covered up all of his tattoos, had these really kind of interesting black tattoos. Remember, it was like blocked kind of all over him. Well, he's got more body image updates. He now has fangs. So
great.
He was admiring his new fangs in a dental treatment room after they were installed. He smiled, he opened his mouth, shaking his head in surprise at how his face looks different now. He zoomed in multiple times on the fangs, and he says, or actually, no, this is the dentist or the cosmetic dentist who installed them. The dentist said, the fangs are looking fire. So that's where we are now with dental professionals and their
All right,
slang.
So Machine Gun Kelly now has fangs. Moon, make note.
Oh, I already noted.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
Top of the notes.
Good.
List.
Top of the
There
notes.
it goes.
Top of the notes.
What about this, Moon? The Jonas Brothers, they were out singing, and they did a cover of Friends in Low Places, and this is what people are saying they completely botched. Here's Joe Jonas. He couldn't remember the words, and he was singing just a little bit out of key.
All right,
That is the anthem.
Got so many windows open here. All right, this is the Jonas Brothers.
Wasn't terrible.
This is in concert?
Yeah.
It happens, man. Happens all the time. The Jonas Brothers freaking rule, dude. We've been fans forever.
I know.
Saw them the last time they were here. Spent way too much money on merch, but like, hey, man, it happens. I mean, you're thinking of 1,000 things when you're performing. You're looking over here. You're doing all this, and you can get lost in it.
And it's not your song. So you don't know it by heart. You're singing a cover of something, you know?
Well, honestly, I probably get more lost in my own songs than I do in others. Yeah, just because others, you can autopilot a little bit easier, which sounds silly, but like, yeah, you can't whatever, man. It ain't the anthem.
Yeah, it ain't the anthem.
You know what I mean? It's
That's not the country music anthem?
I wish it was.
It happens.
That's not country music's anthem?
I guess
Friends in Low
yeah, I
Places?
guess kind of it is. And I bet you Garth would be like, "Hey, that's cool.
That's
The Jonas
cool.
Brothers are singing our song." You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah, to a new generation to people who would not otherwise hear it.
Oh, I was saying something about Dave Bautista, how he needs to be a Thundercat. And, he was in the WWE. And he used to get teased a lot about his awful butt tattoo. I guess when he was a kid in the 80s, he got his first tattoo, and he didn't want his dad to see it, so he got it right on his butt. And he says, it's really cheesy. It's a cheesy heart that said, Heart of Stone. He said, I thought I was a tough guy with a really rough, tough tattoo. I regretted it immediately. And so he ended up getting it covered. What do you think Dave Bautista got his cheesy heart tattoo covered up with? Like if you're, if you're really trying to go out on a limb and be more manly than that and you want to have something new on your ass, what do you think he covers it up with?
I don't know, because some of those manly tattoos on a butt cheek aren't going to mean the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
I want to hear your guesses. I want to hear if you had a heart on your butt and you're big old Dave Bautista.
Okay.
All right. And I got to get this thing covered up. I regret this. What would you cover that tattoo?
A cannon.
With? Okay, a cannon.
Oh, man, I don't know.
What's the first thing that comes to your brain right now?
First thing came to my brain was a cannon.
Cannon.
Oh, dude, I got nothing. I mean, I would leave it because it seems like some 1930s
sailor tattoo.
Yeah, like a sailor tattoo.
All right, so you would leave it. What are you covering that up with?
Go the other way, make say ice cream cone, and get like a nice ice cream cone.
Oh, ice cream cone. That's good.
All of what you said would be more manly than what he did. He got a cherry blossom tree. So he's got a cherry blossom tree growing out of his right buttock. Okay.
Another
kinda neutral.
popular 90s tattoo.
Right.
A cherry blossom tree? Oh, the tree of life.
Let's see here.
A heart on the butt.
OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, I guess, approached Scarlett Johansson that he wanted to use her voice. She was in the movie
yes,
Her.
Oh, yeah, she was her.
She was her with Joaquin Phoenix, and she was AI in that movie. And so I guess CEO Sam Altman of OpenAI approached Scarlett Johansson for her voice, and she declined. She didn't want to work with him or the AI. She didn't want her voice replicated. And now she's stating in a new interview that she thinks he would make a fantastic Marvel villain. She disclosed in May that she was contacted by him to be the voice of ChatGPT 4.0 systems as it stands, and she declined the offer. The business nevertheless developed a voice called Sky, which attracted criticism for sounding so much
It
like
sounded
her.
just like her.
And so Johansson says, I had actively avoided being a part of this conversation, which was what made it so disturbing. I was like, how did I get wrapped up in this?
Wait. How did you avoid being a part of the conversation if you played the role in the major motion picture?
But that was her acting. That's her job.
Yes, but that's playing a role in the discussion. You know what I mean?
But it's Sam Altman saying, I want you.
But that her movie came out before ChatGPT was a thing, before we even thought of.
No, it did. I mean, the whole what do you mean before we even thought of it? I mean, the whole movie is about it. We knew this was coming out in 30 years.
Before it was even thought of being readily available to you right now on your when her came out. How long ago was that?
Like
10 years, maybe.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
I never thought 10 years ago
you'd have a
that
robot
I would be able to
girlfriend?
go to ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever and just type on my phone or my.
Why are we making movies about anything if we don't think that it's within our reach?
I think it was more the digital assistant kind of thing.
It was Siri.
It was a relationship.
It was Siri. It was
Okay, I'm just
Alexa.
saying, interesting choice of words to say I don't want to be a part of something when you played the role. I mean,
No, she didn't want to be. I get what you're saying, but that was her job is to be an actress. That was just another role for her. And then it probably did. And everybody does. She has a great voice. So when you have a company that has an AI company,
right,
and they're thinking of a great voice, she's going to come to mind because of the movie.
I'm not faulting her. I'm just saying it's a funny choice of words.
But the fact that she declined it and they still went with something very similar to her.
And they stopped using it almost right away.
Do we know what the offer was?
No.
Do you guys ever watch the last weekend update of every year on SNL where Colin and Michael Che write jokes for each other?
Oh, yeah.
They
They don't
rip on
see
each other?
beforehand. This year there was.
Oh, there was quite a few Scarlett Johansson.
He
jokes.
made Colin say, he's like, never seen the movie Her, because without that rock and bod and boobies, what's the point of hearing her drone on and on? Am I right? About his
I love
wife.
his face when he has to read them.
Yeah, he like makes her rip, and then he made Michael Che start a beef with Kendrick Lamar. It was one of the better ones.
And finally, the best supergroups of all time. I have a top 10 list. Moon and Rafe. who do you think is a part of this list?
Supergroups?
Supergroups.
Supergroups, best supergroups of all time. I had the list in front of me. But what would be fun is if you said the group, if we can't get it, who was in the group and what made them a supergroup.
I would say the Highwaymen.
All right, they are on the list.
The Highwaymen was number 8 on the list of the greatest supergroups of all time.
One day we'll saddle
Up and ride.
So who was in the Highwaymen?
Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, and Chris Christopherson.
It's a beautiful song.
We're gonna ride.
So album rules, actually.
Ride like the one-eyed Jack McDiamonds with the devil close behind.
All right, there's your number 8.
Moon, what about you? What about a supergroup that stands out in your mind?
Man, you know what's funny, and I don't even know if you guys would even consider this. Damn Yankees, like I mean,
That's a supergroup.
Came into my life at a certain point where I was like,
Yeah.
"Whoa,
Jack Blades,
this is cool."
Jack
Ted
Blades
Nugent.
from Night Ranger, Tommy Shaw from Styx, and Ted Nugent. That's
Yeah.
a great supergroup. Not on this list.
Not on
though.
this list. But let me give you the band, the people in the band, and see if you can guess. So Paul Rogers, Simon Kirke, Mick Ralphs, Boz Burrell.
Okay, that would be Bad Company.
That is Bad Company.
So Bad Company was
Members of Free, Mott the Hoople, and King
Right.
Crimson.
Bad Company, number 10. Managed by Peter Grant, who was Led Zeppelin's manager. I think that was the first signing to their
Really?
record label.
That's a cool
That was a
fact.
Led Zeppelin kind of thing.
What about Chris Cornell, Tom Morello, Brad Wilk, and Tim Comerford?
That's
Velvet
Audio
Revolver.
Slave. That's number 9, best supergroup of all time. You know, a lot of people don't like that band.
Yeah, I mean, it was just essentially Rage Against the Machine softer.
But that's why. That's why people weren't down.
Complained against the machine.
Yeah, that's why people weren't down, because I now understand and respect Audio Slave, but it just didn't hit at the time, because when it first came out, all I remember hearing is, Rage is not together.
Yeah.
But the guys minus Zach are going to do a band. And all I thought was, cool, it's going to be good enough, and that's all I need. And then and I love Soundgarden. But when I heard the song, I was like, oh, this isn't for me.
Cochise was the first song, and I was like, damn, this rocks.
I loved
So
Audio
loved
Slave.
It.
I should have
Loved
loved it, and I needed more Rage. I was still angsty.
Loved it.
I also loved Velvet Revolver that came out at the same time as Audio Slave. So you had members of Guns N' Roses with
Scott Weiland.
Scott Weiland.
Is that on the list?
No, it didn't make the list. Again, it was the
didn't
first
make
record
the
was
list?
good. The second record was like,
Fizzled out.
The first record was great. The band made sense. It was a perfect meld of what you
Right.
expected from those groups, and it's the
sharp.
best band name in that whole decade.
But it was critically, it did not do well.
Yeah.
Didn't sell well.
Every show we played with them was enormous. People loved them.
So then number 8 was the Highwaymen, which we just heard. What about this? John Baker Saunders, Barrett Martin, Lane Staley, Mike McCready.
Mad Season.
Mad Season.
So it's Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Screaming Trees.
The Walkabouts.
What a banger.
Dude, this record is amazing. You know the song?
I mean, only from way back weekends at 11 p.m.
Yeah. So Mad Season
And
number 7.
multiple episodes of Grey's Anatomy.
That's a
And
great song.
also singles, right? Wasn't Mad Season on the singles soundtrack?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I know Alice in Chains was.
Didn't y'all say Temple of the Dog?
It's coming up.
Oh, sorry.
Number 6 is Eric Clapton, Ginger Baker, Steve Winwood, and Rick Grick.
Cream.
No, Blind Faith.
I was wondering about these supergroups.
Cream's on the list too, though. Don't worry.
But does that count? 'Cause
I
thought
didn't
Cream
know if it
before.
was pre or pat. Yeah, that was.
No, Cream. Well, a couple of these are before, so which makes it kind of interesting.
Yeah, but the guys in Cream had their own groups.
Before
Like the
Cream.
Yardbirds.
Before Cream, yeah. Yardbirds.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay.
My bad. See, I don't know the
Because then that
timelines.
puts another one in my head that I think should be number 1.
God, what do you think?
Genesis,
They didn't make the list.
like Phil Collins and Peter Gabriel and
Yeah, see, that's like a
old
born
school
supergroup.
Genesis. If that's considered
No,
a
old,
supergroup,
but it's not because Genesis
'Cause it was the
Four.
Genesis.
It was the genesis of all those guys.
okay,
So that one actually, yeah, that wouldn't count, I guess, because
That
that is
wouldn't count.
retroactive.
okay.
Okay, number 5. You got David Crosby, Graham Nash, Neil Young.
CS&Y.
That's right.
Well, can you name any of the groups they were in?
Of course.
Staring at the fire for hours.
So the Hollies,
Birds,
Buffalo
Birds,
Springfield.
Buffalo Springfield.
There you go.
Do you play
ISNY kick this last weekend.
Yes, definitely a super group.
Hey, if it only takes two people to, from different eras, what about Alison Krauss and old boy Led Zeppelin
Plant?
face?
Yeah, but that's not a band though.
Dude,
That's just those two solo.
Okay.
There's a Steven Stills lost demo tape. Check that out. It's awesome, dude. It's awesome. It's just him playing acoustic stuff, and it's amazing.
What about this? Dave Grohl, Josh Homme, and John Paul Jones.
Which I love this.
Did you get to see them whenever they came?
No, I never got to see them.
Me neither.
Remember this?
Them Crooked Vultures?
Yeah. Only one record.
I know. I was hoping that Dave would do this again, like after Taylor Hawkins passed. I thought maybe if he took some time off, he could either get Probot back out or Them Crooked Vultures.
So Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age singing, Dave Grohl on drums, and John Paul Jones from Zeppelin on bass.
This next band, Chris Cornell, Jeff Ament, Mike McCready, Stone Gossard, Matt Cameron.
Go ahead. What is it?
I don't know.
That's the Temple of the Dog.
Temple of the Dog.
Temple of the Dog. Put together for a tribute to Andrew Wood of Mother Love Bone.
Mm-hmm. Great record. That whole record you can listen to front to back, and it's perfect.
With a Justin Pearl Jam Eddie Vedder.
Mm-hmm. We talked about this earlier. Eric Clapton, Ginger Baker, Jack Bruce.
Yeah, put Sunshine of Your Love.
Did Badge.
Good choice.
Man, I did not realize how close this was to More Than a Feeling.
Yeah, you're right.
All right.
And then finally, according to Rolling Stone magazine, your number one supergroup of all time.
Can anybody guess? This was, titans of industry getting together.
This was insane.
This would be.
You got a weird smirk on your face.
Can I say it?
Yeah.
'Cause I guarantee this is it. The Traveling Wilburys.
Of course it is.
Bob Dylan, Tom Petty, Roy Orbison, and Jeff Lynne and
guy.
George Harrison.
And George Harrison, that other guy.
Amazing. Guys, by the way, September 6th, Jeff Lynne is coming to the Enterprise Center. He does Traveling Wilburys.
Oh, he does?
He does. And I got to see it twice, his set in 2018. It had been like 40 years since Jeff Lynne had come out and sung. And it's like his voice was preserved. And if you've been an ELO fan or you've loved the Traveling Wilburys, go see Jeff Lynne when he's in town.
But they only did one record. Roy Orbison died, I think, before it even came out.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So they never got to really do anything.
Thanks, Roy.
Thanks, Roy.
We're about to tour this thing. Thanks, Roy. We could have been huge.
Yeah.
So anyway.
You blew it, Roy.
You blew it, Roy. That's your number one.
How can we do it without Roy?
Time.
Tell you what, there's a good record called Middle Brother. If no one's ever, these are not like titans of industry bands, but it's the lead singer of Dawes, Delta Spirit, and Deer Tick, and it's like wall to wall. Every song on that album's good. So if you're looking for a
what's it called?
Lesser known, they did one album as Middle Brother. The album is self-titled. Check it out.
That's
good.
a cool name.
That's your crap on celebrities.
Celebrities celebrating a birthday today. Two first names. Luke Bryan is 48. Carrie Hart is 49. Actor Jason Clarke is 55. Alex Winter, Bill S. Preston, Esquire. And Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Also in that Freaks movie. Golly, I love that movie. He's 59. Mark Burnett, the producer behind reality shows like The Apprentice, Survivor, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? He's also married to Touched by an Angel's Roma Downey, and they produced The Bible and Son of God together. Mark Burnett is 64. Angela Merkel, the first female chancellor of Germany, is 70. Speaking of Germany, David Hasselhoff, German star. Not really German, but he's huge over by the Germanies. He's 72. Lucy Arnaz, she's famous for being Lucy and Desi's daughter, is 73. Terry Geezer Butler. Terry Butler, bass player for Black Sabbath, is 75 years old, and Queen Camilla Parker Bowles is 77, Queen Consort of King Charles.
All right, today's porno birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Brandy Alexander. And today's birthday girl has been in 88 fine films, including Guess Just Like the Drink.
Yeah, what a cool
Brandy
name.
Alexander.
Yeah.
She was in Behind You All the Way 2, Boobs, Butts, and Bloopers 1, The Buttman Goes to Rio, Camp Beaver Lake, Kinky Business 2, Putting Her Ass on the Line, apt for this time of year, the Sexual Olympics 1 and 2. She was in Splatterhouse 8.
Whoa.
We had Splatterhouse 22 yesterday. Who Shaved Aja? She was in that one. And Who Could Forget a Roll? In 1989's When Larry Ate Sally.
I'll have what she's having.
Brandy Alexander, the big 6-0 today. 60 years old. That's porno birthday, those two crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back, and we are going to play Pressure Luck. Here we go. So we'll need 3 callers, 2 contestants, and 1 backup. Chili Peppers tickets on the line. So Moon will ask you a common knowledge question. If you get the question right, within 7 seconds, boom. Chili Peppers tickets. 2 tickets for you. You're going.
Nice.
If you get the question wrong, you are giving your phone number out on the air. Is it worth it? I mean, these are the Chili Peppers. They're playing the amphitheater.
Mm-hmm.
Not like the Enterprise Center, not like Busch Stadium. They're playing the amphitheater. That's pretty cool. Give it away live at the amphitheater. And other songs.
Yeah.
Give it away and other songs.
And other songs about California.
Yeah. Big summer show a couple weeks from now, July 30th, Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. So, if you want to play, put your phone number up there on the line, 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. Press Your Luck is next. All right, so the Limp Bizkit videos are up there. Limp Bizkit coming to town. Be here tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Either Rafe, Lern, or King Scott will be on stage at some point with Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit, singing a song with them. Fred Durst has been sent all the videos. The videos are up for you guys to watch on all our social media platforms. YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. And we're asking you to like your favorite video. Just put a like. That's a vote. We want to see among the listeners, which video is liked the most. I will tell you, my daughter has given her official endorsement, if that
really?
means anything.
It means everything.
We actually had a discussion about this last night. She goes, I watched all 3 videos, King Scott's, Lern's, and Rafe's. She goes, I made a decision. I've officially endorsed Rafe Williams.
Oh,
gosh,
that's the only vote I care about. I want to be cool with the kids, baby. Cool Uncle Rafe.
I've officially endorsed Uncle Rafe Williams.
As far as I'm concerned, I've already won.
Yep, that's true.
So that's from the girl Rizzuto, if that means anything.
That means everything.
And she watched all those videos, and she goes, what's up with King Scott? I said, that's the king, man.
That's him. He's a special boy.
He's our special boy. And King got himself, a hold of a drone and shot his video that way, which is, it's in the King Scott brand, that is on brand.
Mm-hmm.
His video. He delivered.
You asked, and he said, here it is.
So we'll keep the videos up there, or we'll count the votes until tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
Who's in the lead so far?
Well, I have my totals and King's totals. I don't know how many Rafe has
All right,
had.
so how many likes do you have?
I have total from all the platforms, 3,330 likes.
So 3,330 for Lern. What about Scott?
He has 1,372.
Okay. Those are a lot of likes. It's a lot of likes.
Even more views. It's kind of incredible.
Rafe, how many likes across all platforms does your video have?
What was yours?
Mine was 3,330.
I am at, not counting, 3,226.
Oh, man.
Tight race.
I told you, man. You
counting the ones on your Instagram
No,
as
I'm
well?
not.
Oh, she's
No.
crushing us. That's what I figured.
No, I'm not
She's
counting
crushing us.
those.
She's winning by like 600 or 700. She's not counting. She shared the video. I told her not to. She did this anyway. She shared it on her Instagram also. So you got like 1,000 likes
I'm
on
not counting
that.
those. This is just Riz Show.
This is just the Riz Show accounts.
All right. Well, then I have to we'll have to recalculate.
What? No, this is the total.
From all the Riz Show accounts, you have 3,330.
Yes.
King's got 1,372.
Uh-huh.
And Rayview got 3,226.
I don't have that many because I think I counted.
Your own?
Yeah, ones
So
I
Lern is in
shared
the
on
lead?
my own platform. Yes.
I don't know. I think you're trying to like sway the vote here.
No, I want to be counting the same things.
Ultimately, it's up to
be
Fred
fair.
Durst.
I'm still close. I'm just shy of 3,000. I'm at like 2,880 something.
Okay, it's still anybody's race, and we'll be up there for another 24
close.
hours for you. I mean, they'll live up there forever, but for us to count
I was
the likes.
going through some nostalgia last night, and I texted my girlfriend Cassie, because she and I went to go see Limp Bizkit in like 2000 when they came through the Scott Trade Center, and I was like, "Do you still have the photos of us seeing Limp Bizkit for the first time?" She's like, "Oh yeah." And like after the show, we went to Moto Mart and took some photos in front of some Bud Light stacks. We're like 15 years old. We thought we were so cool. But this is me after seeing Limp Bizkit for the first time.
Very happy.
I was so excited.
The blonde hair.
I look like a dude. So
Chris
cool.
is like, please clarify. Weren't they supposed to sing, not lip sync? There were no rules. It was whatever the best video is.
Yeah, it's a music video.
Whatever the best video is around that song. And everybody kind of took it in their own direction, which is great. You got 3 very distinct style videos.
True that. Would also like to add, for the algorithm's sake, like the one you like, but feel free to share if there's more than one, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, we like all of them." We don't have. It's not a zero-sum game. You can still share the one. Share if you like Lern, share mine, or something like. You can still help us beat the algorithm.
Right. Yeah.
We kind of set this up to be a zero-sum game, which was not smart on our part for social media management. It's just like only like one, or only comment on one, or like feel free to leave a comment.
Share them. Yeah,
give it
whatever.
a share. Just heart the one you want to vote for.
Yeah,
and then that way at least we're not subtracting from one another in a world where we're trying to grow our social media. And that's not smart on our part.
I don't know when we're going to find out who's going to be on stage. Like, I've not been given a time.
We don't even know what is happening. You say singing on stage. They could sacrifice us on stage. We don't know what's going on tomorrow.
Oh, I thought it was you're doing a verse. This whole thing I thought was like, if I was doing it, I thought you had to sing
that song,
a verse. Yeah.
I don't know that song.
Because
whole song?
because the whole competition is this band, which is a very real band, is putting on a very real show with a very real song and a very real microphone that they're going to hand one of you guys.
There's going to be a microphone with your name on it.
You should probably know the words, all 3 of you, just in case.
I don't know if I will be able to sing their words now because my words are so ingrained in my head.
You don't have an edit of your parody, right?
I have an edit, like an audio edit,
like an audio edit of the parody song you did,
like radio
friendly,
yes.
Obviously.
I do.
Can I have it?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I didn't know you wanted it.
I would love to. I would love to play it.
I have it in my phones.
I would love to play it. Rafe did a parody of the song.
I did my own little spin.
So creative. The whole thing is so good.
I'm trying to find the...
Everyone's was good, and I feel like everyone's was good. And I feel like we turned it into a competition where it became zero-sum and people were crapping on other people's... All the videos turned out great. I thought everyone did a great job. I thought that...
This is not your version. This is the regular version.
Okay.
Hey, Fred, shut up. Come on, Freddie D. I'ma make an announcement. This cracker ain't slouching. Got the flow, keep the big boys bouncing. New metal, one.
The more I hear it, I kind of like this song.
It's stuck in my head. At least this part. All week.
Out the closet, off of the hanger. Y'all better take cover. Here come a UAP. Master Chief says danger.
You know this song.
I don't. I know this verse.
Try not to forget. I'm still a redneck.
I think this is the part here that you guys will do.
Ambulance. Siren blaring in my head again. I'm about to go nuts. Straight freak show. No room in the bistro.
Bigger, better, fake it, never. Living with or without cheddar. Love my early, sexy, nerdy. Bitch, you heard me, you ain't worthy.
I'll bet you that's the part they make you do on stage.
That's what I think, too.
I'll bet you
that's the worst part of the song.
I think we'll be doing the backup vocals. I can't imagine him trusting us to be like, here's a mic, go crazy.
I think
you
it's
sent it to
be
me on my phone, Rafe?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, how can I get it to the computer?
Email it to yourself.
I got to get it from the phone now to the computer.
Well, We're
The
elderly.
files are in the phone.
Smash the computer.
You just said get it to you. You didn't say get it to the board.
Well, I mean, obviously, if I want to play it on the radio.
I could try to email
Maybe he
it.
wanted
he's
to
new.
make it your ringtone. You know, we don't know.
Well, it got sent to me on my phone, so I'm just passing along the savings.
Okay, wait. I'll be able to do this.
Here it comes.
So now you know the song. Okay. Waiting for email.
Coming at you.
Coming at me. Okay.
Scott Daniel.
That's
is
it.
Sexy 69 at. That's you.
That's it. Flush it down. Which one's the edit?
The one that says censored.
The one that says lame. Let's just do the unedited version
Yeah.
and really blow this city to bits.
It says suck my.
Now, the fact that you rewrote "Turn It Up, Bitch" and made it your own and did it in such bathroom humor. I mean, it really is creative.
Okay, here
it
we go.
deserves its own award.
Let's hope this is the right one.
I'ma make an announcement. My booty hole's crowded. Low flow toilet, keep the big boys bouncing. Do metal. One wonders their biscuit from the back. It's time to rub a cover. Stanker. Another dead stanker. Pretty big deposit in the porcelain banker. Might be a two flusher. Here comes the soft TP. Master Chief say thank ya. DJ Fico. Chocolate shotgun. Hella medieval. Try not to forget. I'm still a red dead. Suffer from the light a match. Call an ambulance. I got that hot dog water in my pants again. I'm about to go butto. Number 2 show. Make room for the maestro. Bigger, wetter, hold it, never. Shouldn't have had all that cheddar. Love my body, Hershey, squirty, belly, empty, feeling dirty. Yeah. Flush it down, bitch. Flush it down, bitch. Flush it down, bitch.
Hard
There
out.
we go. Hard out.
Hard
There we
outro.
go.
DJ Fecal.
DJ Fecal.
All I'm gonna think
Ladder
of now.
match.
DJ Fecal.
When you slide in with ladder match in the video, that is my favorite edit of the
All right,
whole
well,
thing.
watch Rafe's video, watch
great.
Lern's video,
Hey, shout out to the video
watch King
department.
Scott's video.
Yeah,
Yes.
man,
The
they
video
crushed
department.
it, dude. And like that's the thing. Each has its own charm. Like Lern did hers in one take, and they had to like slow it down and speed it up, and like it's very yours is awesome.
Yeah,
it's
this-
amazing.
this
It's very
is-
artistic.
That's heavy editing work too on all three.
yeah.
Like,
You
that's
had
good stuff.
you came to them with a vision,
Even Scott's.
and you executed, and like your performance sold yours, and the video department did a great job. You know, mine's funny, mine's silly. It reflects my personality, and I thought Scott's was good too. Scott's kind of got crapped on a little bit, and I'm like, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
The guy went out with a drone,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
danced in 100-degree heat in a tracksuit and danced on top of the parking garage. You know, it reflected Scott's.
It's Scott's personality.
And they're all original.
And they're all original.
That's
and
right.
They're all very good.
I love
So-
them all. They're all
The haters.
They're all our babies.
The haters anywhere,
Yeah.
man. Just you're getting out of hand. You're ridiculous. You're ruining it for everybody.
Let's have fun with this. All right, let's do some emails. RizShow1057thepoint.com or send your instant feedback to the 1057 The Point mobile app.
Emails brought to you by Kloss Furniture. Lowest prices guaranteed. We have something for everybody. Let's go to Entertainment Reviews Morning. All and Queen Scotty Notions.
Who's that? Is that me?
I guess that's you.
Okay, I certainly have shins, but okay.
Just want to say the audition videos are absolutely amazing. Never did I think I could find Lern more attractive than I already do.
Whoa,
Damn.
all right.
Something about that video. Get it, girl. That's all. Bye-bye now.
That's
OG
weird because
Team
she
Riz
dresses
member.
like a dude. So
No, I think that this was from a woman.
I think it's a gal.
And I got to tell you, like, I think I'd
Curious.
be like a cute dude. I don't know, you know? Like, I feel, I look a lot like my dad, so I think whenever I put on Fred Durst's clothes, I feel like I see my father, and I'm
Yeah.
like, he's a good-looking cat, so, yeah. I don't know.
wait, so you attracted to her as a female, or when she transitions to Fred Durst?
It sounds like
Both.
she's attracted to me when I am my lady, which I am right now, and then when I am Fred Durst. And that's totally cool with me, and I would love to date you. What? True love.
Wow.
I told her to wear it home that day. I was like, wear it home, see if it awakens something in your husband.
I did wear it home, and he didn't see it by the time.
Oh, you took
But
it
I
off?
did. We took a photo with all the crew who helped in the video, and I texted him that, and he was like, "Wow." I'm all
Did
of
he
his.
put eggplant emojis?
Yeah, total
Just-
boner
Oh.
moment.
Just type that eggplant emoji.
You didn't
Also-
take a nap in your Durst fit?
I do have pants on, by the way, in my video. A lot of people are like, you don't have pants on. No, I have my husband's khaki shorts on, and I am just the color of khaki right now, being a Caucasian in the summertime. So that's
Now
what's
you
up
are
there.
khaki color.
Yeah,
next.
they did look like nude pants.
Yeah.
Like
I
that's-
look a bit jaundiced, I guess.
I did not realize
Likewise.
that they were khaki shorts.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I thought you had no pants on at first.
Okay.
Good morning, Lern and Four Musketeers. My wife and I are out the California way, but homeward bound to St. Louis to visit the family for a Christmas vacation. Hope floats that we will be able to catch a show, but a Google search doesn't show any concerts between Christmas Eve and January 3rd. Are you guys doing any ho-ho shows this year? Any concert announcements that I've missed?
There will be plenty of ho-ho shows. It's just so far out.
Are you hosting New Year's Eve this
No.
year? Thanks for the help.
No, we know that already.
No.
Riz is truly the greatest showman with the best cast in radio.
Thanks.
Sean, Columbia High School, 91.
It's not even August yet, so they usually don't announce those shows.
Yeah, ho-ho shows are all in the works right now. They just haven't been announced. I, for one, will tell you, yes, we're doing Punk Rock Christmas.
There you go.
First weekend of December. That'll be announced later. It's technically not announced, but, whatever. So plan on Saturday, but that's not after Christmas Eve. After Christmas Eve, what do you got? You got El Monstero, most likely. I don't think they've announced that either, but don't they always take the last,
Always.
like 7 days? Okay, so you got El Monstero. That's one of your nights. I'm sure there's New Year's something. If Teenage Dirtbags isn't doing it, maybe Lane Narrows is. I don't know what I can say and what I can't. There's going to be something. Just look out for releases.
I guess it's not even August yet.
Right.
Yeah, I'm even looking at the Points concert calendar. Is not the last thing on the thing is December 14th, Sebastian Maniscalco at Enterprise. Just be patient, buddy. There'll be stuff coming. Next.
Dear Riz Show family, I was listening to the podcast from yesterday and heard your segment on summer camp. I was one of the kids. Not all summer, but my parents sent my sister and I to Minnesota for 4 weeks during every summer back in the 90s. I was 14 and 15, the 2 years that I got to go, and some of the kids there were just starting at like 6 or 7. We had kids from all over the world at this camp. Russian, French, German, Japanese cabin mates. I had one kid, his nickname was Fudge. He was from New York City. We still never learned his real name. His parents would send him there
Why
for the
they call him
first...
Fudge?
His parents would send him there for the first 4-week session of the summer, then pay the camp extra to put him for a week between sessions, so he would stay for the 4-week session and then 9 weeks every summer. From 6 to 15 years old, 9 weeks this guy was gone.
Yeah, I knew kids like that.
Mm-hmm.
They would spend the entire summer, like almost the week after school ended, gone. Fudge is gone.
To your shower part of the conversation, we had mandatory lake bath Sundays. The camp would have a voluntary church service on Sunday mornings after breakfast, and then after all the campers had to be lined up in their cabin in their swimsuits. They would march each cabin down one at a time to the docks. When you get there, they pour this soap on your head that's safe for the lake. They tell you to scrub yourself down and shove you in the lake to rinse. This was mostly for the younger kids who refused to shower. Thanks for the daily enjoyment. Tell Riz to chill out. Chris. Hey, by the way, I do remember that lake shower stuff because they had that at scout camp. I didn't remember it until he said that, and I was like, oh, yeah. While you're down there, at some point, they give you like a squirt of the stuff that's supposed to be okay for the lake.
Well, this kid's just once a week showering, stanky, or bathing.
Part of the experience.
You chill out, Chris. Stanky. Next.
Lern.
What?
Has no one ever mentioned the green burial options at Bell Fountain Cemetery in the city? It's a beautiful cemetery with lots of history. I'm surprised this hasn't brought up yet. You could be buried in the same cemetery as William Clark.
I don't know. That might be like a special cemetery. I don't know.
The Bell Fountain Cemetery?
Apparently, they have green burial options.
Oh, Rush Limbaugh's buried up there, so you have that going for you.
Maybe you have to have money or something or status. I got none. I want it. Here's the deal. Earth funeral. I have it all set up. I already donated $35.
Yeah, she's going to Oregon.
Yeah.
Or Washington.
I will be on the coast. I will be up in
Sound.
Yeah,
Puget Sound.
What's up by Seattle? That's right.
I'm going to be
Let's visit Lern at Puget Sound.
I'm going to be in Washington by some redwoods or something.
Who's William Clark?
William Clark.
William Merriweather
Who are you
Clark?
talking about? Lewis and Clark?
Yeah, Lewis and Clark.
Oh, that William Clark is buried here?
They don't want my. I am not of
Gotta
the ground.
specify.
If Rush Limbaugh and Mr. Clark are up there, I don't know.
I would figure William Clark here in this area.
There's a
would
couple,
be-
2, 3 William
Oh,
Clarks.
Billy Clark? What other Billy Clark do you know?
Wasn't there a William
Dick
Clark that
Clark's father.
played for the Cardinals? It could be 100 of them. I don't know.
Rush Limbaugh is at the Bell Fountain Cemetery. He's in a. I don't think it's a green burial though.
Green burials. Looking it up. Variety of burial
think so?
options.
I'm looking at his headstone.
Okay.
What are their
Well,
options?
thank you for bringing it up. I don't know if I'll be here when I'm dead. Honestly, I might move.
Well, that's kind of the point. You're not going to be here when you're dead.
That's true.
Just, you know what? I said I just don't want to take up room. I've taken up enough room. Just mulch me and I'll be fine.
Now you're down with the mulch?
Yeah, but I don't.
You're actually becoming mulch? I didn't know this. When did this happen?
Well, either mulch me or
I didn't know you were
cremate me.
mulching out.
Those emails that you're getting sent are really getting to you.
Yeah, Moon signed me up for some stupid mailing list.
What? No, you got signed up for the same
You
thing.
signed
that Lern,
me up.
That's the Learn thing.
Yeah, I know. You signed me
I'm
up.
so happy we're going to be mulch buds.
And yes, I could unsubscribe at any time.
But you haven't.
But I haven't.
Evergreen Meadow, Green Burial, and Historic Bell Fountain, the Green Experience. Blah, 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 blah. What do you got to do? Burial vaults, metal caskets. Oh, no. Unlike traditional burials, green burials avoid any embalming, metal caskets, or burial vaults, which have become standard features for many funerals. Instead, green burial calls for the biodegradable cloth shroud or a simple casket made from renewable materials such as pine, bamboo, or wicker.
Even that's too much room. Even that's too much room for me. This whole Lern. So you want to be made into dirt, right?
Yeah. Composted,
and then they have to fly you out to the Puget Sound and spread you.
Or wherever.
If you're trying to be green about it,
right?
Shove you in an oven here in town.
I would love it. I want the legislation to come to Missouri where I can be mulched. But right now, it's just the green burial is the only legislation for natural funerals like this.
And what they're saying is the flameless cremation, which is the water.
The
thing.
water.
Yeah, the
which
water.
we know about.
The water. What do they call that? Water aquamation.
Aquamation.
So now you're being flown places.
I know.
And that's that carbon footprint. If you try to be green
I
about
agree
it.
with you. Well, see, here's my. Do you want the whole plan? Okay. I am going west. My soul has always been calling me west. One day
west.
I will be moving west. Okay.
Me too. Girl.
By the time I don't plan on dying anytime
Good. That's
soon.
more room for me east.
So I will be out there
It's all
already.
yours. It's all yours.
You're talking about St. Charles? What are we talking about?
I'm slowly
talking about Wildwood.
You moved west a while ago.
I'm slowly creeping there. I've
Yeah.
almost made it to Colorado.
So I'll be out. The carbon footprint will be fine. I'm cognizant of it.
This says that water thing, it breaks you down in 10 to 12 hours. I didn't know it was that quick.
Yeah, it's fast. He has I know the guy, John Hughes, who used to sponsor the In Memoriam, has like a little garden over off of Sublet where he puts these bulbs. He puts your aquamation remains or your ash remains in like a little pod and they grow trees.
Love it.
And it's like it's a garden.
I think
it's a people garden.
We should all do this. Let's take the
I
Rizzuto
told
Show.
you I'm gonna be cremated. I don't want to take up room.
And left in the east.
Where are your ashes going when you die?
East.
Trash.
The west
Where
will
my
not
wife
accept
wants to
him.
put them.
Trash can.
Throw them in the garbage. I don't care.
Roomba.
Can we all get a necklace?
Dump it in the
Yeah,
east.
my Roomba came and sucked me up. All right, next.
Good morning, Riz. By the way, we've been sitting on this one for a while. Big Terry and gang. Hey.
Hello.
I'm pulling the pin on the grenade, so here we go. Riz, the queen of STL, I feel as a Team Riz member and loyal podcast listener that we need a final verdict on some shenanigans that happened while you were gone.
Well, I was gone when?
When you were on vacation and I was running the show, we were doing the thing without
Back in
you.
March?
Yes, I told you. We've been sitting on this for a while.
Okay, go ahead.
Is a nail a tool? Yes or no?
Oh, yeah.
This was a big argument.
Is a nail a tool?
This is a big argument that the room got in.
Is a nail a tool? Oh, boy. You kind of hit me with that
Right?
one.
Yeah.
That's a thinker.
It's in a toolbox, right?
Well, how about this one? Is purple and indigo the same color?
Yes.
Frozen.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a yes,
Yes.
for Riz. Oh, okay, big Y
Yes.
there. I'll put Y. Okay. Is a nail a tool?
Is it in a toolbox?
There's a couple things in
Depends
a
on the
toolbox.
house. Or is it in a drawer in the kitchen?
Would you consider? I mean, it fuses two things together.
It
It's a
fastens
staple of
things
tool.
It
together.
fastens things together.
Yeah.
This is a fastener, a tool.
It fixes
Fastener or tool?
Is a zip tie a tool? Is a staple a tool?
Yes.
Is
yes.
tape a tool?
Yeah.
I haven't seen you freeze like this in quite some time.
Because I'm stunned by this.
Right.
I'm gonna say. Yeah.
Let me say this. Dan.
Wait. I don't want to be swayed.
All right.
So, what is a definition of a tool?
Okay.
Let's
now
look
we're
up the
now we're
definition.
What is the definition
now we're
of a
digging. Tool definition.
Tool definition: a device or implement, especially one held in the hand, used to carry out a particular function.
So, if I'm to fasten two pieces of wood together, then a nail would fall into that category.
It would, but here's my argument. If the nail is the tool, no further tool would be required to apply it. Can you push a nail with your thumb through a board?
Sometimes. What can you do with a
Depends if
hammer
I've had
then?
my Wheaties that morning.
What is a hammer then?
A hammer's a tool.
Right.
You hammer a nail, which is in fastener. You take an implement, the hammer, and you apply it to the hardware.
Do you not sometimes
fastener, which is a nail?
But you could sometimes use a tool with a tool.
That's true. If you take a nail and you clean the dirt out from under your fingernail, technically you used it as a tool. It may not be its intended use,
but you've also, there's. Have you ever taken a hammer to the back of a screwdriver?
Hell yeah.
Sure.
Look at me. Yes.
So that's a tool with a tool.
That's true.
So that was.
Do you ever use a screwdriver to hold two boards together?
No, but that's not the tool for it.
That was the first definition. The second definition is a distinct design in the tooling of a book. The third is a man's penis.
Yes.
Wow.
The fourth is an egotistical jerk acting like a douchebag.
Yeah.
That's the least favorite tool in my toolbox.
Yeah, it's a good question, huh?
Yeah,
I think by that first definition, what's the first definition again?
The first definition is a device or implement, especially one held in the hand, used to carry out a particular function.
Yeah. By that definition, then a nail is a tool.
A nail.
Settled.
Nail definition.
Let it be known.
A nail is a small object made of metal, wood, called a tree nail or trennel, which is used as a fastener, as a peg to hang something or something as a decoration. I don't think it's technically classified as a tool.
Yeah, I believe it would be.
They're saying it's a fastener.
Building material, right? Like a drywall. Just drywall a tool. Or is it a construction material?
We'll never know, guys.
No.
We'll never know.
We are a divided
Thought
world.
this was gonna be easy.
on this.
We'll never know. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm leaning more towards yes, it is a tool. And I'm going to stick with that.
Okay.
All right, one more, Moon.
All right.
Is indigo purple?
Indigo.
Yeah, I mean, I thought no. I thought that was a different thing. But if you were saying what color is that, and I said purple, and you said it was indigo, I would be pissed.
It's like blue purple.
Yeah, I would be upset that I was
Violet.
wrong, even though
I said yes, indigo is purple, but I don't know what I'm talking about. I'd have to see both colors. I'd have to see give me something indigo and give me something purple, and I'll tell you if it's the same thing.
Hello, all. When you were talking about nude beach etiquette, Lern was wondering what women do on their periods.
Yes.
We frequent resorts with au natural beaches and areas. Most of the places we go are mandatory nude to cut down on creeps and gawkers. So if a woman is on her period, she still has to take her bottoms off or be asked to leave. Most snip the string so it doesn't hang down. Some women use diva cups, and others just let it hang. I personally do the snip and tuck. The best part of the nude beach is that nobody cares. And people are some of the least judgmental people you will ever meet. I'd highly recommend giving it a shot if the opportunity arises. It's very liberating and oddly enough does wonders for your self-confidence and body image. I love the show. 3 out of 5 stars.
Right on.
So just snip the string.
This is a good time to announce also that I have received confirmation on a date for the Nudist Colony Comedy Music Jamboree.
Let me get my calendar out.
You will be playing the 40 Acre Club?
I will be playing the 40 Acre Club.
OMG.
August 31st, 2024.
Oh, wow. So Rafe Williams headlining the 40 Acre Nude Club.
And more names More acts to be added.
Is Tina gonna do it?
Right now, I'm in talks with several comedic and musical acts to turn this into quite an event.
You got to go dong out. You have to do. If they're
Or in a
naked, you're naked.
Speedo or something. You have to do something.
If they're naked, you're
No,
naked.
they said you don't have to be.
I'm not talking about what they said.
Let's not make it weird.
Come on, man. This is your opportunity.
Let me just say this. There's something special in the works for my performance, and I'll leave it at that.
If it doesn't involve you bottomless, I don't care.
Are you going to film it?
If they're nude, you're nude. That would
We're
be
working
so awesome.
we're working on details right now of where we can film, where we can point the cameras, and getting waivers signed by. They did say if anyone of the public would like to attend, other than performers, they must attend the show naked.
Nice.
Whoa.
So it is open to the
Wild.
public. You can get a ticket, but you must attend in the buff.
Cool.
August 31st.
August 31st.
All right.
More details
More
to come.
details to
Sorry,
come.
it just seemed like a good segue.
Yo,
to
if
talk about.
for
And that's
sure.
COME.
If the
Yeah.
if the Dirtbags played, we'd at least be in Speedos, if not less.
It's on the table, brother. What do you got going on August 31st?
You tell me.
You got to wear those, like the bodysuits. Like
I haven't been asked.
What's the bodysuit?
Mr. Goodbody.
Mr. Goodbody.
What's that?
You don't remember Mr. Goodbody?
He was like a science show for kids, and he had the
Look up Mr.
bodysuit on with
Goodbody.
all of his organs
Yeah,
out.
with all his organs. I mean, actually, like inside
Yeah.
organs. Not
Not like hanging out of his belly
Mr.
button.
Goodbody had his organ out.
Oh wow,
You don't remember this guy?
he looks like Anthony Weiner.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
That's Anthony Weiner.
On a customer service hack.
Yeah.
Here we go. I don't know if this really works or not, but this has been going around. So somebody asked people on Reddit for insider hacks that customers aren't supposed to know about, and someone with lots of customer service expertise tossed out this gem. If you call a company and a bot answers,
please
just drop a couple F-bombs. And the AI will flag you as disgruntled and immediately put an actual human on the phone.
I have another cool hack for us.
Go ahead.
Just press 0, and you'll go to any operator with any automated
Sometimes that
thing
does not
ever.
work.
Yeah.
Always works
Some
for
doesn't
me.
have that option.
No, it's not an option that's given. Just hit 0.
It doesn't always work anymore.
What?
He's right.
Try doing the F-bomb thing. If a
I hit
bot-
0 immediately. I never go through the number.
Hit 0 while screaming the F-bomb.
Yeah, try that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's interesting, man.
They say the AI will flag you as disgruntled and immediately put an actual human on the phone.
That's the one thing I do hate is when there are certain places like you're just not going to talk to a human. You're talking to bots.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I'm resigned to it at this point.
Sometimes
They
technology's
beat you
not
down?
there yet to resolve your problem, though, all the time. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not. Companies are just like, we don't care. We're not paying somebody to do this.
Like Frontier Airlines. Frontier Airlines, you cannot get to a customer service person. With Frontier, you cannot talk to anybody in the customer service.
They're like, that's our thing. We don't have customer service.
They always, even if you call the number, I think they direct you back to the website to do a chat with an AI.
Yeah,
thing.
that's what I'm saying. But I mean, no, as if you ever expected to get customer service out of a budget airline. I mean, that's kind of the.
Well,
that is their thing.
when
Like,
we
we're
went
not
to-
here to serve you. We're here
When
to
we
get
went
you
to the
someplace, and that's
Dominican,
it.
remember we were taking a bike with us for some reason. They charged an extra $40. Somehow that happened, and they're like, "When I get the charge taken off," and you couldn't. All right, here's some more hacks here. If you offer to pay your therapist in cash, they may cut you a deal.
Really?
Try that.
Good to know.
If you're mailing something to an address that's not far away, always choose the cheapest option, the cheapest shipping option. Paying more probably will not get it there faster. Don't use big websites to buy flowers. It's cheaper if you call a local florist and tell them what you want.
True that.
Show them a picture from the site if you need to. Want a bigger scholarship? Just ask.
Don't most of those get assembled there anyway? Back to the florist thing. If you order, what is it, EDT? What's the big FTD?
FTD.
FTD.
If you order FTD, don't they just source it to a local florist anyway? They're not mailing
Some do.
those from Washington, D.C.
Some do.
Interesting. Good to know.
If you want a bigger scholarship, just ask. A high school teacher said several kids got between 10 grand and 20 grand more this year by writing to the school before committing and claiming another school was offering more money.
Oh yeah. Well, once you get accepted to one, you have to play them off of each other. That's the game.
I never knew that was the game.
No.
Oh, that's like something that any of those folks that are trying to help out students will tell you, or tell parents, like, hey, once you get an acceptance, you use that to get an acceptance from somewhere else. Like you go back and forth. Plus, if the school that you're after denies you, appeal. There's an appeal process. A lot of people that I've been listening to on podcasts that are like very successful people credit the school that they went to, and they're like, hey. Just so you know, I didn't just go to the school. I was rejected by the school, did an appeal process, then went to that school, and that's what changed my life. So, yeah, appeals.
Try the scholarship thing. That's interesting.
And you play off of each other. I mean, these once they accept you, and this was the quote that really sunk in. Once you're accepted by a college, they're admitting that they need you more than you need them. And therefore, you play them as hard as possible.
Interesting. Get a car loan before you buy. You'll almost always get a better rate if you go directly through a financing company. Not enough people buy refurbished products like computers.
Yeah.
Like they're essentially like new and they come with a warranty, like EPC.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, they got some. You guys are going to be up there, right?
Yeah, Rafe and I have a remote coming up in a couple weeks.
Dude, EPC's got some great stuff up there.
EPC is fantastic. We're actually calling them today about a 3D printer. Like you can talk to them about anything.
You got a 3D printer already.
Yeah, we do. We're having troubles with it.
Oh, okay. I thought you want another one. I thought
No. They got this goddamn thing. It's still never printed anything. And I'm like, will you just call EPC? Like, they know it. You know, you can call. They do repairs. They do everything up there.
And this one's definitely the darkest on the list. You could rent a nice casket for a funeral and then bury the person in a cheaper one. You could rent a nice casket at a funeral and then bury the person in the cheaper one.
What a weird thing. I don't know. It kind of strikes me.
You
as...
ever price out a casket?
No, I'm not going to need one.
Better question. Have you ever showed up to a viewing or a funeral and gone, wow, look at that casket? You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares?
Well, you definitely know if
show
it's
me
cheap
in the
one.
Show me in the crappy one. Bury me in the crappier one.
I don't think that's legal.
What do you mean?
Put a body in a casket that other bodies have been in. I think there's a code
Are
thing.
you making up a law?
No, I'm not. 6 Feet Under is one of my favorite shows. And there's a whole episode.
Bro.
They made up a whole. There's an episode where Nate Fisher does essentially this: puts a body in a casket, and then his brother David's like, "That's against code," or they were going to get fined or something.
Really?
I don't know if that's legal.
It'd be quite a grift for a funeral home to run. Be like just selling the same casket over and over.
Yeah.
This is the Cadillac. It's got all the bells and whistles. You bury, and then they just dump your loved one into a different one and bury them, and then resell that.
Nobody would know.
No, they would know because people go to the burial. And so they're going to go, that's not the oak that was at the funeral home. And you're telling me, think about the process of a funeral. You have the viewing. That's where the nice, beautiful oak casket is. Then the people follow the casket to the burial place, the family. You're going to notice if he's not in this sleek-ass, black, awesome oak casket and he's in some sort of cardboard something, you're going to notice that.
Okay, so unless it's at Jewish funerals, you watch them put the casket into the ground.
Yeah, as with normal Christian funerals.
I mean, I've gone to Christian funerals where they don't put the thing on the ground. You just leave.
But do you watch them put the dirt on top?
At Jewish funerals, you do.
Most of the funerals I go to, you don't.
You grab a shovel at a Jewish funeral.
Hell yeah. I love that.
All the way to the top?
No, it's like a ceremonial.
Yeah, I've seen people like throw a handful of dirt, but that'd be easy to lift that thing right back up out of there.
Oh, yeah. If you're in cahoots with the, if you got a thing going on with the,
morticians?
With the graveyard guy?
The graveyard guy?
Who in every movie's never on the up and up.
Yeah,
Name
always
a movie where
wrong.
the graveyard guy's been on the up and up.
And why is he always wearing a raincoat?
Holy smokes, check this out. First of all, yes, there are rental caskets. A lot of times they're used in cremations. So they'll rent a casket. A funeral home will offer a rental casket that is reused multiple times as long as legal provisions are met. And they're usually used in ceremonies prior to cremation. But look at this. So in Missouri, is a casket necessary for burial or cremation? Burial. No law requires a casket for burial. So you could rent one for the show and just roll
give me
you
a
out.
show casket.
Oh, boop.
Sometimes they have removable interiors.
Just get me with like a false bottom. Just put me over the
And then pull a string.
and it's
When I went to Kenny DeForest's funeral, they had him in a rental urn because his dad, they shipped his ashes from New York, and they forgot to order an urn, and the only urn in Springfield, Missouri was a mossy oak camouflage urn.
No way.
Wow,
Which
dude.
Kenny would have loved, by the way. So they had to rent this camouflage urn to put Kenny in for his services.
Dude, that's some...
While they waited for like the urn, they're gonna put him in a couple.
That
for
says,
a couple
if
people.
anything says Springfield,
That's some
It's a
big...
camouflage urn.
Some big
camouflage
Lebowski.
urn.
Some big Lebowski stuff. Wasn't he
You
a
give me
Folgers
Folgers
can? In Missouri, do I have to buy a casket from a funeral home? No. Although funeral homes may sometimes be very pushy about getting you to buy caskets from them, federal law requires funeral homes to accept caskets that consumers have purchased from other sources, such as online retail.
All right.
You know who sells them?
Kiss.
Costco.
Oh, Costco does too.
Costco
yeah.
has caskets, dude. Costco caskets. Say that 10 times fast. So my friend got in an argument with his wife because he was going to buy one. He's like, the deal is amazing. And he's like, well, put it in the garage.
She's pissed.
And she was pissed about it.
Dude.
He's like, I'll put it up. You'll never see it. It'll be in the attic. And when I pop off, you pull that down, you put me in it. We got a good deal.
All
Man,
right, good to know.
That's a guy with a plan, man.
Costco
Tell you what, you gotta
casket.
totally respect that. Totally
yeah.
respect that. Dude's thinking of everybody around him.
On the Costco website, if I want the Lord's Prayer casket,
Yeah.
dude, $1,100. This thing looks
Not
nice.
a bad deal.
yeah, the
dude.
Kiss casket's $4,000. So
Yeah, look at this one. It's got velvet in it. Woo!
$1,100. That's a lot of money saved to buy hot dogs with for $1 a piece. I'll
This
tell you
one's
that.
the Hampton casket,
Nice. The Paris Rose. You kidding me? White steel.
$1,400.
Yeah, do you see that? That looks dope, right?
The satin series.
the rose
Wanna go
gold.
a little higher, high dollar. $16.99. Still a great deal.
You get something like this, though, and you
Look
don't
at
roll
that
out
thing,
for another
though,
couple
dude.
decades. You're going to be out of style.
Look at that old West looking pine box one. Natural pine
Wow.
casket. $1,300. That's not. That's probably the bottom of the barrel. I'm not gonna lie to you.
we could probably go into business. I feel like we could make one of these with, our tools,
Well,
our
Costco,
nails.
you get like a 3-pack.
I got a pallet of caskets here.
Get some sweatpants and caskets.
I got a pallet of caskets being delivered to a Wildwood home.
Meals just checks the front porch. What the hell is this?
Yeah.
The future, babe. The future.
That and a 10-gallon tub of Crisco and
Everybody looks like
dude,
Dracula when you're in a
Costco's
casket.
croissants and caskets are great.
Have you ever actually lied in a casket before? Like a
No.
fake fun casket at a party?
I don't want none of that.
In a graveyard?
It says most funeral homes in Missouri do offer casket rental service. Never heard of that.
I'm not laying in a casket.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like that's just bad luck.
Don't you just want to know what it's like before you're in there?
Yeah,
and you
a
can't
real
do
one.
anything about it?
No, I don't know.
I'd like to do it.
It's kind of neat. I did it it was a real casket on a movie set. And a bunch of us just took turns climbing in and like seeing what it felt to lay like. It was kind of weird.
Nah, I feel like it's
Surreal.
That's too weird.
Yeah, most of us will have plenty of time in one. Why add some minutes? You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's take a break. All right, Moon, what do we got?
Sports brought to you by Jack and Coke, the popular cocktail now available in ready-to-drink cans. Watching sports is good for you. Lern sent this over. You got to check this out. According to a new study, watching sports could actually help you live a longer, happier life. Researchers found that people who watch sports experience greater well-being than those who don't.
Unless you bet on sports and you lose a lot.
Yeah.
That could
And
hurt.
this is linked to the social aspects of watching games. It seems being connected to others through sports leads to being a more satisfied person with your life and being less lonely. All good stuff that improves happiness and decreases symptoms of depression.
Well, that's nice.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Well, the American League won its 10th Major League Baseball All-Star game in 11 years on Tuesday night. The AL beat the NL 5-3 at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. A 3-run homer from the Dodgers' Shohei Ohtani put the NL up first, but the American League rallied for 5 unanswered runs. The MVP was Boston Red Sox outfielder Jarren Duran. He hit the go-ahead 2-run homer for the American League, and that was it. Check
I
this
had
out.
no interest in it last night.
Yeah, me
Zero.
neither. The uniforms, by the way, are getting really crapped on. But
Why don't they just play with their regular uniforms?
Yeah, I don't know. Nike's catching a lot of heat. Of
Remember
course,
they used to just play with their regular uniforms?
did they?
Yeah.
And one was white, one was gray.
No,
Like it was
they were either
like a
home or
and a
away.
white.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Really, I thought it was always like a national league, and then they'd have
No,
their
they
own
used to play
hats
with their
on.
own. They used to play with their own uniforms.
I don't know. I didn't think they were bad. I mean, they're kind
What
of.
year they stopped doing that?
I don't know. They kind of look like my son's generation.
I always thought
You know
it was
what I'm saying?
cool to see the different, the Cardinals,
Right.
next to, the Mets and the, Yankees and Red Sox playing on the same diamond together. That whole thing.
The
They
only
don't
thing
like what you like.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
only
like
thing
it.
I saw was the team logos on their sleeve, like left sleeve. This is wild. The president of the Colombian Football Federation was arrested early Monday morning after the show, shortly after the teams lost to Argentina in the Copa America final at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida. Ramon Jezerin, who also serves as the CONMEBOL vice president and holds a spot on the FIFA Council, was arrested with his son around 12:20 a.m. Monday. Jezerin, 71, was accused of fighting multiple security guards along with his 43-year-old son, Ramon, inside the stadium after the game ended. Like, dude, all of these games were a mess. And you saw, like, all the fans, swarm the
trying
stadium.
to get in and.
What a mess. So this guy and his son pushed the guard, per a report. The younger one grabbed the guard's neck and punched him. The incident escalated from there as several more security guard officers were involved. There's video of the altercation, and they were
Well, you can't do
arrested.
that.
Nope. I'm Moon, and that's your sports because doing the bull dance, feeling the flow, working it.
All right, that is it for us. Donnie Fandango is next. Moon, today's podcast is titled.
The podcast is titled Poor Kurt and His Goo Goo Bird.
Oh, yeah, poor Kurt. We play Pressure Luck.
That's right.
Sorry, Kurt. But congratulations to the other guy, Jeremy, I believe, won himself some chili pepper tickets. Good for you, buddy. All right, what else, Moon? We got a meeting in, 8 minutes?
Yeah, follow me on socials at Moon Valjean here. It's going to be a heck of a weekend out on the West Coast. It'll be a fun follow. That's about it.
Okay, Lern.
Yeah, follow me at Lern versus Radio. Lots of fun things going on in my life happening here in the city of St. Louis.
All right, Rafe.
At I am Rafe Williams on Instagram. Go to the Riz Show socials and watch the videos we made and share them. And like the one you like, but share them all.
Yes, the Limp Bizkit videos. Yes.
Help us out.
Please. All right, we leave you with a selection from our Teamers Remember the Day brought to you by Hot Shots. From O'Fallon, Missouri, Spencer D is our Teamers Remember the Day. Dude, I cannot find this song. You know, I want to hear it. Cookie Song by Nerd Aminals.
Oh, yeah, that's King Scott's alter ego. One of them.
Of course, the guy who's not here can't give me the song.
Yeah, it's not in the system yet, I don't think.
Not in the system. But I will play you another King Scott song,
All right.
which hopefully this will satiate your need for King Scott.
Yeah.
All right, we'll